Yeah, nothing in the chat here yet. He'll just do his usual thing. Pop in right at the last second. I gotta look up that game on the PlayStation Store now. Doesn't show a price on PlayStation? Ah, okay. Oh.
What are you?
He's here.
What do you mean? What? My window ready. No, this is not one. Listen, it's a $55 game. It's overpriced. Not gonna make it.
Which one?
Nah, the one with the skeleton.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
Bro, I can't afford it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Touching Tips, a podcast dedicated to the world of PSVR 2. My name is Karen Alive and Well, and I'll be introducing your hosts. From the west of Ireland, he is a visionary, a leader, a sensual and generous lover, as I can attest. Petrifying Pumpkins. Pumpkins was once a successful businessman before a tragic incident left him with stage 2 ligma of the mind. No longer able to run his multinational POG corporation, Pumpkins turned to his other passion, PSVR. Hence this channel and later podcast were born. Pumpkins is famous all over the world thanks to the various Easter eggs dedicated to him in PSVR exclusive Firewall 0 Hour. Most famously, if you go to the hangar map in the air control tower, you will see radar screens with various aircraft designations that, when combined, spell out petrifying pumpkins. It really does make him better than you. From Mexico, he has many names: El Chupacabra, El Fuego, El Pasión. But around here we call him Mr. 777 or Jackpot. Mr. 777 moved to the United States as a wee lad. A former Xbox fan, Jackpot gave up on Team Green when he discovered the future is virtual reality, and has been on PlayStation since. Jackpot lives with his mother in her basement. She reached out to Pumpkins, begging him to let Jackpot be a co-host as she worries about his lack of social communication skills, as you will soon see for yourselves. He turned to marijuana at a young age and has reached a stage where if he were to ever stop smoking, the shock to his system would kill him immediately. Jackpot has a heavily stained pillow that he calls Amanda. He believes that she is real and that he is in a long-term relationship with her. His catchphrase is, "Bitch." And finally, all the way from the frigid wastes of Canada, comes Muzz. Muzz has a passion for maple syrup and discussing PSVR 2. He once got lost in the frozen tundra of northern Canada with his best friend. The ordeal was harrowing and led to Muzz eating the remains of his friend in order to survive. Shortly after, Muzz turned to VR gaming as a way to escape the horrors of the reality he leaves every time he puts on the headset. It's worth noting that while Muzz maintains his best friend was dead before he began to consume him, later studies of the remains hinted at the possibility that the friend died from infections that were caused from bites, though due to a handling error, the evidence was deemed inadmissible and Muzz walked free. He also has a cat. Without further ado, let the show begin. I've been Karen Alive and Well, and I will now hand you over to the strong, sexy hands of Pumpkins. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and all that usual YouTube shite.
What the fuck is this?
Oh, Are we muted?
You may speak.
Damn, the way you're like sideways like a fucking French girl.
I fixed it. I fixed it. All right, sorry about that. What do you mean sideways like a French girl? What does that mean?
I don't know. You're like leaning side. Like, have you seen the Titanic?
Yeah,
Just like
I'm
French
just
girls.
laying on
Just
the
like
couch.
French girls.
I'm sitting on a chair like I always do. Sorry about that. My mic.
With
my
your
mic was
bosoms
not on.
out? Are your bosoms out?
My bosoms are always out. Damn, these over-the-shoulder boulder.
Let me get my sketchbook.
holders.
1 second.
There you go.
Let me get my sketchbook.
There you
I'll
go.
sketch you.
Get some steamed up windows. Damn, he has a sketchbook ready to go. I wasn't expecting that.
I was waiting. I was waiting for this day.
All right, here we go.
Live culmination.
Disgusting. Anyway, the perverts next to me are Muzz and Jackboss. And how you been, lads? Welcome back to Touching Tips, by the way, etc., etc. You know the drill.
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I have coffee to keep me awake right now. So
There we go.
Dang, what time is it over there, Mons? Isn't it like 8?
it's not. Yeah, it's like 7, but
7 p.m.
it was just a very long day. Very long day, so I need coffee.
Well,
Coffee
you're
is
going to be
ending.
wide awake when we start talking about these exciting upcoming PSVR 2 games, Muzz. You're not going to need that coffee.
Mmm.
Damn, don't sound so sarcastic about it, Muzz.
Agreed.
Have you beat Horizon Call of the Mountain yet, Muzz?
Not quite. I thought I was gonna finish it, but it just keeps going. I was following the. I have no idea what her name is, but the leader of that rebel group.
The bad woman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I got to a point where I was like, all right, I'm gonna call it quits. I don't know how much more is left at this point, but it's,
Even though people like to pretend it's a small little thing, but obviously it's not. It's taken Muzz months to beat this game.
The last 2 streams, or not streams, but the last 2 playthroughs I was doing, I thought the game was gonna end, and it just kept going. So
Just doesn't.
lots of games.
AAA quality Jackpot and Horizon Call of the Mountain.
Overpriced.
Full-length game.
$20 game. $20 game.
What have you been playing, Jackpot?
Nothing. I started Dreams again. So I wanna finish
You finished
that.
it, yes?
I'm so sick of it.
How close are you to
No,
finishing
bitch.
that? How have you not finished it yet?
Because I added other stuff to it.
You said you
I'm
weren't
like,
going to.
Well, besides that, I'm not going to anymore. I got like 8 minutes created and edited and ready to go, but it's like another 19-minute video.
Jesus Christ.
But I can do it quick. I just need to actually do it.
I don't
I've just
believe
been
that.
busy.
I literally don't believe that. It's going to be months before we see it.
You know the worst part about Call of the Mountain, the Horizon Call of the Mountain is
The price.
the price is high, but not the worst part.
Having to stop playing to charge your controllers because you're having such a good time and you hate leaving that world.
No, not
No?
quite.
Oh.
No, the worst part is that stupid damn slowdown mechanic when you do the big jumps.
Oh,
it's
you don't like that?
It's so it's pointless. I wish you had an option to like turn it on so you jump in real time, or if you're like, oh, my tummy hurts and I'm scared, then I'll turn it on like super slow motion. But it's just like when you do like the really, really long jumps that are like really far,
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting there like swinging my controller around as my
Waiting
as my
to get
character
there.
is slowly moving over, and then I'm just like, all right, and grab. Like it's just like
Okay. Well,
there's no.
I didn't see it
it's
as like a comfort set, and I just saw it as I was like, oh, look at this badass jump moment here. Take a moment to look around while you're in slow motion, midair jump and stuff. But you're probably
Okay.
right. You're probably right that it is like a.
But
to prevent motion
you're not in slow motion though, because you're moving your
Oh, yeah.
hands around in real time.
Yeah,
So
they can't,
it's so stupid. Like I'm just
you
like
have to act it out. You have to go. Ooh,
Yeah, no,
you
but
know, or just
it
like
would be
Jack
so
Boss.
much- it would
Jack
be
Boss
so
in slow
much-
motion all the time, so that would suit him.
it would be so much more intense, and it would add so much more to the game if it was in real time and you had to time your grabs like actually like, and it would make it feel more in like, I don't know, just better and real, and
All right.
I don't know.
That's not even yeah. It didn't bother me, but it's interesting that you mentioned it. Now that I think about it, it's like it should be an option at least. Anyway, Move Master Mick is here. How you doing, Mick? We got Donnie. We have Deadeye Dan. The test is good. Yeah, sorry about that. I've been slacking with the buttons today. I didn't click some buttons for my mic and their mic. Everything was going crazy. Good thing they didn't say anything wild. If you heard what they were saying after I'm using them, they'd be cancelled.
Right.
They'd
You're
be
the
cancelled.
one that always fucking trash about everybody in the chat.
Roy Schwartz is peeping. And you're telling me about my audio issue. Solid Justice is there too. War Room is there. Chaos is here. Eden Chaos. Donnie says 8 minutes is a lot, but it's the more you have, the more there is to do. And slow down jump equals toggle grip, says Donnie. And War Room says, I thought they patched in an option to turn off slow-mo jump, but my brain smooth can't remember.
If I was looking for one, and I couldn't find it if it's there. So I'll take another look if you think it might be there. But
well, you're near the end of the game now anyway, so you might as well. That doesn't make much difference. Anyway, welcome to episode 64. This is the one after the state of play, so this is our first touch and tips. So this is the first time we get to talk about, the games that were released, or announced, I should say, not released, although nearly released, for the state of play. So we'll start with the first one, shall we?
The big one.
The big one. Well, is it the big one? Maybe. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But the first one. We'll start with the first one. The rumors, we talked about the rumors last time that this is basically leaked Metro Awakening, a VR only, so it's built ground up for VR. And they revealed the trailer, and it looks pretty good. What do you think of the trailer?
I didn't see enough really to make a solid opinion, but it like the quality looks there. I guess that's all I can say for now.
Chef's kiss.
Chef's kiss.
Day one.
Did you play Metro, Jackpot? Because you were missing last week, so we didn't get to talk to you about this.
I played a little bit of one of the Metro games, and I guess the world and everything seems pretty cool and pretty fitting for VR. Like kind of like action, spooky, kind of a little bit. I'm excited about this. I mean, obviously, I want to see more like Muzz saying, but
I'm excited. I want it to be the same
really
size. I want it to be the same size and scope of a Metro game. Like I don't want it to be like a little slice.
I can't get the feeling it won't be. I don't know if they've discussed this or if there's any more details. Like I'll read out the details we do have, but I don't have anything on the length. But I just get the feeling.
Yeah, I don't think this is gonna. I think this is gonna be good. Everything about it.
I feel like this might be like a Half-Life Alyx version.
I hope so.
To Half-Life, but not like Half-Life Alyx is probably like is it shorter than a normal Half-Life game, like Half-Life 1 and 2? Maybe it's not. Maybe I could be wrong. I
think it's pretty long. I think it's pretty long.
Okay, then I'll shut up.
Yeah.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Worm says 7 to 10 hours. Oh shit, they did say it. 7 to 10 hours. The devs said for Metro, but I'm pretty sure the mainline Metro games are like they're pretty much a good bit longer than that one.
7 to 10. Depends. I guess you could also just go right to the main story. Metro probably has like some like side stuff to do. So if you don't do that, maybe it's I don't know. I never played it all the way through the Metro game, so I'm not really sure exactly how long
it seems. But it's been made by Vertigo Games, so that was confirmed. That was part of the rumor, but now we know for sure. Vertigo Games, the people who did Arizona Sunshine, which seems to be like people seem to like that game, but not love it. And
I think it's on sale right now.
They've done Seventh Guest, which is pretty popular. Well received. I don't know if it's popular, but people who have got it seem to like it. And they've done a bunch of After the Fall. People like After the Fall as well. So they have a decent pedigree when it comes to making virtual reality games. But this is like this might be more high grade, high budget, more AAA than they've been used to making in the past.
Yep.
So it's in partnership with Deep Silver. So maybe you'd imagine there's some heavy funding going on because I think they're part of the Embracer group. Are they? Are they Koch Media? Koch or Koch Media? I don't know how you say that, but I'll just say Koch because it's funnier. I think they're part of one of those anyway. I can't remember which. So there could be some big money behind this, you know. We do know also that it's not a PSVR 2 exclusive. It is coming to other smellier platforms such as the Quest. So it is running natively on the Quest as well. So that's, you know, I said before we saw this, if it's running natively on a Quest, then it's going to hurt my expectations a little bit because, you know, it's going to be limited to what a Quest can do in terms of gameplay. But obviously, just going by the teaser, it's hard to know.
But is it really gameplay more than graphics though? Because gameplay wise, I don't think that the Quest is bringing down everybody a lot when it comes into gameplay more than graphics. Because look at the gameplay mechanics of fucking Ghost of Tabor or even Breachers, right? I think the game mechanics are there. I think what it really hurts is on the graphics, but I don't know.
I don't.
Or
I
you tell
think
me what else do you
it's.
think?
I think it's not just. It's the size of levels and maps. It's like how many enemies can be
Right,
on screen at once. It's not just like mechanics. I'm sure like the reload mechanics are going to be there, and like all those other stuff. Like Quest can do
right.
that perfectly, I'm sure. But when it comes to like bigger and like denser, more detailed environments and stuff like that, that's or like destruction and stuff like that. That's where you're going to be held back
Right.
when it comes to Quest. And there's some things like you can't like when it comes to visuals, you can up that for the PSVR 2 version. Like you can increase the resolution, have higher textures and stuff like that. But when it comes to
Right.
basic mechanics, like the amount of enemies on screen and stuff like that, it's going to be harder to do that, and probably not worth their time to do. Like it would be like a separate version almost. But they did have a
I
blog
mean, if it
post up.
runs,
Sorry.
now I was gonna say if you're running the Quest and this is how it looks pretty fucking good
Well, I don't know
graphically.
what. I imagine the PC version is probably what they're showing there. It is coming to PC too, I think. I could be wrong. Ali Boy is here. It's called Metro Alex, and LSB says, "Shake my head." He's shaking it. There was a blog post that came along with this, where they went into more detail. So apparently, it's been in development for 2.5 years so far. It is not a port of an existing game. It is a ground-up VR-only game, which is similar to what Half-Life Alyx did. If you're interested in the story, it's a prequel. So you play as a character called Serdar. He's a doctor searching for his wife among the claustrophobic, irradiated metro tunnels of post-apocalyptic Moscow. As Serdar ventures deeper into the metro, his courage and sanity will be tested by the supernatural forces he encounters. I didn't know there was supernatural shit in this, but I guess the zombie thing at the end should have clued me in. And will set in motion the events that lead to his spiritual awakening as something else entirely. Metro Awakening is an intense first-person adventure blending survival, stealth, and combat with a gripping story. This means you get to experience Metro's heart-pounding FPS gameplay in VR for the first time, fumbling for filters to protect you from radiation, panicking as you frantically charge your flickering headlamp in the dark, and reloading your arsenal by hand as you battle the many threats in the depths of the tunnel. With the addition of adaptive triggers and headset haptics on PSVR 2, we were able to add tactile sensations to pulling our weapons triggers and getting hit by bullets. It's nuances like these that push the level of immersion in VR even further on a visceral level. And it's coming later 2024. So I've read it. I talked a lot there, so what do you think of that? That wet your whistle, lads.
Yes, like I hope that there's did you say you played Metro games before, Jackpot?
I played a little bit of one of the Metro games,
Right.
and I think it was on the PC. It looked really good, and I
Is there
liked it.
crafting?
Oh, I fucking didn't got that far.
Okay.
I said I played a
That's-
little bit, but I don't know if there is crafting. Yeah, it's a good question.
Why do you
Because
ask?
that
I
would
don't
be
think there is.
that would be a cool aspect in VR if you could like make your own stuff like a workbench instead of like you
Right.
usually on a flat game when you have a workbench you're just standing there and you just see the parts and there's like okay click and then click, but if you can actually like pick up the pieces and assemble the gun yourself, that would be pretty cool.
I like that they're like them filter. Like you need filters for your gas mask, so that seems to be like a mechanic. So you'd
Yeah.
probably be going into like radiated areas, and if you run out
Yep.
of filters, you're going to get
Yeah.
fucked or something. So
Yeah, I don't
apparently,
think it's gonna be.
Apparently when you're in combat like blood and stuff will like splatter on your visor and then
Oh,
you have
really?
to like actually wipe it off with your hand.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. In the flat version, apparently, like if there's stuff on your mask, like you just have to press a button and your character like wipes it. But then
Oh,
obviously
okay.
in VR, you're gonna like probably just wipe it with your hand yourself.
Is that you guessing, or is that something they've said?
No, that's what I heard. I've been told that from
Oh,
the
okay.
Metro games. Like your mask will like either fog up or like get stuff splattered on it, and you have to wipe it off so you
Damn.
can see again. So
It sounds like you'll have to like manually load the filters into it somehow as well. So like they're saying fumbling with filters or something. So I'm hoping there's gonna be lots of, because it's ground up VR, you would expect there's gonna be a lot of like interaction in the environment, I hope. So like just picking up
Yeah.
every little thing, throwing them at enemies, like throw a tin can at their head or something, and seeing as there's gonna be stealth in there too, so that should play a good part in it. Roy
I
Schwartz
think it's
says,
gonna be good.
sorry. You think it's gonna
I
be good? I
think
think it's
it's
gonna be
gonna be
good.
good.
I think it's gonna be good
Yeah.
too. But is it gonna be at that Half-Life Alyx level of good?
I don't think
everyone's
so. I don't
already-
think no
I feel
game is
like-
gonna do that.
I feel like everyone's comparing this to Half-Life Alyx. I think they kind of have a similar kind of a look
Yeah.
going on. So I kind of understand the comparisons. However, you have to keep in mind this is running natively on a Quest, so
Better than Arizona Sunshine, I think it's gonna be. No offense. I haven't played it. Arizona Sunshine 2.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it
Right.
hasn't lit the world on fire. I don't think Arizona Sunshine 2. Nobody's like going crazy over it or saying,
No,
it
this is
should be
gonna
game
be, I
of the
think, a
year.
solid game. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, this should be a step up. But is it going to be in the like that big AAA step up that people are maybe expecting?
And there's that one shot right there with the guy. It looks like you have your hand on like the wall doing that. Like, I think it's that mechanic where you can like grab the wall and like pull yourself
Oh,
to like
I like that mechanic.
peek around. I hope that's what he's doing, unless they're just doing that for like
Acting
just for
sake.
yeah for acting sake, like putting your hand against the wall, like you're like, oh, I'm crouching against the wall. But I don't think so, because the guy's hand seems like it's stuck there as he's moving. So I think he's
Yeah.
like moving. Yeah, I think that always works in VR really well, just because it feels like natural, like you're grabbing something and you're like pulling yourself around the corner instead of like
Yeah, I think it was End Dreams who kind of. I don't know if they invented it, but they seem to have mastered it for VR anyway. It was like Fract and Synapse both have that, and they work very well in both of those.
yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited.
Price?
Yeah, Roy says looks like it might be a bit pricey. So
Yeah.
considering that
Wow.
Arizona Sunshine was pretty pricey, and that's kind of like a level
If the
below
quality's
this.
there, yeah. I mean, if the quality's there and it's like a really like actual AAA game, then it should have the higher price tag on it, which
Yeah.
is makes sense. I mean, you're gonna buy what you get, what you buy, kind of thing.
I could see this being a $60 redo game.
Oh yeah, like
Yeah.
it should be as much as like from what it looks like it's gonna be. It should be as much as Call of the Mountain, if anything.
Yeah, well,
Fuck all the
yeah,
mountains.
that's maybe
just
that's
$20.
very steep. That's very steep. But yeah, like yeah, you're right. In fairness, like if we want that kind of quality, then we should expect to be paying
Yeah,
these kind of
yeah.
prices, even as much as it might hurt our wallets to think about it. We could always wait for a sale if we don't want to buy. Warren says bullets was money in some Metro games. That's a cool idea. So you can choose to shoot, or you can choose to like buy something with the bullets instead.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
Yeah.
kind of mechanic. But yeah,
better than bottle caps and fall. That doesn't make any sense. Like what the hell is bottle caps the currency for?
yeah, bullets would make more sense, more valuable. Anyway, this game's coming 2024. Jackpot, you're amazing at guessing release dates. So what month is this coming out?
I don't
Mys-
fucking know.
Mystic,
I say
Mystic Jackpot. Which
He doesn't know.
from October or November. I don't
No, you're not going to say
I know they-
delayed. Not going to say delayed to 2025.
Not yet.
Not yet. That's
No.
cheating. That's
No, I
cheating.
said-
You're
I-
psychic or you're not?
No,
No.
Not a psychic. I'm
No,
just
come on.
guessing, and I'm guessing right so far.
No,
so
you're
I
not.
just say October.
All right, let's move on to the other game that was announced at these days of play. And I think I'm more excited for this one, if I'm being honest.
Is it Bug Snacks?
It is Bug Snacks VR DLC Game of the Year edition. Bad Dog, Good Dog crossover promotion.
Oh,
whoa.
imagine.
that
Don't
would
get me
shake.
excited.
That would shake the foundations of the VR world.
No, what you're seeing on screen now is Legendary Tales, and for the longest time when this was being played, I thought this was Blade and Sorcery, a game I've really wanted on PSVR for years. But they weren't doing it because PSVR 1 couldn't handle it, and I don't know if they have any interest in bringing it to PSVR 2. But the big appeal of Blade and Sorcery for me is the physics-based combats, where you can basically just do whatever you think you can do with the weapon, you can do, and that seems to be the case here as well. Like there's a point where he picks up a skeleton and power bombs it through a table, and then he moves the wreckage of the table aside, grabs the skeleton by the throat, and just starts fucking hammering him in the face like 5-6 punches, and it's just going to be fun. And the big selling point is the 4-player co-op. 4-player co-op
Big
when you're doing
selling
that
point.
shit.
Yeah.
That shit's going to be nuts, and I cannot wait to get it. But yeah, let me give out some. What do you think of this when you saw this trailer first? Is this something you like? Would you put this ahead of Metro, or is that just me?
I think I'll get more gameplay out of it than Metro. Like I'll play through Metro like once or maybe twice if there's like cool things that I missed and I want to go back and see it. But this just looks like a fun ongoing game that you can just get more play out of, especially if it's like we don't know if this is. Do we know if this is like a randomizer or not randomizer, but is it like procedural generated? Or
Some
is
of
it
them are crafted, and then some of them are procedural. So
okay,
like,
well then
there's
there you go.
There's a big open area as well that has like multiple dungeons laid around in it that you can explore
Yeah.
together or whatever. There is like a story. Like I'll read out the details. But Jack, what about you? Do you think this is more for you, or was Metro more up your alley? Obviously, they can both be good, but if you had to pick one that got you most hype.
If I had to pick one, I easy this one just because of the multiplayer. Even though the price, I mean, I get it. I think is at least you send the PC is like $55 or $50. Fuck, it's a lot, and I'm broke. But it looks like a lot of fun, especially if it's not like okay, it's a story. You go through the story and then that's it, right? If we can play it more times or like Must is, right? If the levels are more random, besides, or if they have both a story and then some type of random stuff that we can continue to play, because if not, we're gonna have to depend on the devs to keep putting content out for us to keep playing and justifying the $50 or $60 or whatever they're gonna charge. But I'm all down for this game. It's just fuck. I wish I had money to buy it, but I'm really excited, dude. I mean, if it was not multiplayer, I would still really like this one, but I'll probably do Metro. But the fact that it's co-op and especially four
Four-player
Four-player,
co-op.
yeah.
all
It's gonna
day,
be
all
nuts.
day.
It's
This
gonna
one,
be nuts.
all day.
Just think.
I
Just
hope
imagine. Sorry, boss. Go on.
I hope. I just was gonna say I hope that the game has like enough meat on the bones in terms of like progression and like stuff that you can like level up your character and like get new powers and abilities that you can upgrade and new weapons that you can find. And
well, speaking of crafting, like there's a shot there in the video. You're actually hammering the fucking sword with the blacksmith tools and shit.
Yeah. So like if there's a good like reason to go out and there's lots of weapons that you can go find and unlock and you keep getting more powerful and you feel like more of a badass the longer you play it. That's what I'm looking for. That kind of game.
Right. Let me read out some details because just like Metro, they also put out a blog post on the PS blog. So first of all, we should mention that the game is out in just like 2 days. The 8th of February, this game comes out. So it was just revealed last week. That was crazy. So that's super fucking hype. It's developed by a South Korean studio called Urban Wolf Games. I don't know if they've done anything else, but this is the first time I've heard of them. So the description is a dark fantasy RPG with medieval weapons, armor, dazzling magic, an RPG attribute system, skill trees, and dungeons. Not enough? Well, we've also got crafting, potion making, randomly generated items, collectible items, and a quest-driven storyline. So it was designed ground up with both virtual reality and co-op in mind. Physics-based combat is key, and as you can see in the trailer, you got like crazy weapons like the Captain America shield, and you got Thor's hammer. What I found very exciting was that they take full advantage of PSVR 2, including dynamic foveated rendering. So it says the resolution that they got without that is 2 to 2.4 times more than without it. So it's going to be like 2 to 2.4 times sharper where you're looking compared to without that. And not only that, it's running natively at 90 frames a second, so you don't have to worry about reprojection or ghosting or whatever you want to call it. So it's already been out actually on PC since 2001 in early access, where it costs $55.
I see the reviews.
Positive reviews.
Now I'm scared.
You don't like the reviews? I think the only criticism I've seen is like they were waiting a long time for updates. Is that what the negatives are?
For a long time for the updates. It's too expensive for what it is. Don't buy until they finally update this. Maybe fun game, especially considering co-op has a lot of potential, but can't recommend at this price. But then the next one, it says, I decapitated a goblin and I broke a wall and my graphics card. So, this was this. But the game a little over a year ago, and thought I could definitely use more time to cook for the 35 price tag at the time. So refunded it, blah blah blah. So they said no, there's no reason. I mean, there's mixed reviews. A lot of people like it, but some people says, hey, it's still very expensive, but I like it. So who knows? Maybe they have the new update come out, and I don't know.
But I don't know. I think like on PC, you've got Blade and Sorcery. You've got other options. On PSVR 2, we've got nothing else like this. Well, except for maybe kind of something like Barbaria, which I just played today for the first time ever. But even that's like, this is like another level over that in terms of like the combat and the physics-based combat and what you can do in it.
Well, it just has it has the co-op mode.
And the co-op, of course. Yeah, of course, co-op is a massive thing.
Like Barbaria would be amazing if that was a co-op game. Yeah. That would be fun.
I mean, Yeah, I think the multiplayer for us is probably what's gonna be because I'm looking at all these people with reviews. Some people have like fucking 50 hours. So it's a game that has a lot of potential. Unfortunately, when they're blah, 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 too repetitive, blah, blah, blah. So I think it'll be
Mm,
fun. It's just how much are we going to actually milk the $55 or
You
60
gotta.
bucks?
I feel like you have to be like someone calling it repetitive. I feel like they're just lacking in imagination, maybe in creativity, because I feel like there's like
I
a
think we'll have
thousand
fun.
ways
I
you can
think it'll
kill
still be worth
surprises.
it. Overall, it has good
or
reviews. It just says
or
it's
they're just
slightly expensive.
that person could just be playing by themselves too, and it
That's
definitely
it.
would not be.
Because
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
if they're
it
playing on
wouldn't.
PC, they probably don't have friends. So like when you think of it that way, it
No,
makes a
I
lot
still
of sense.
I think we'll have a lot of fun. I mean, the game it looks good and they say it's good, but for some people, for their reason, it's overpriced. But I think we'll definitely take our
It looks fun.
our money's worth. Yeah,
How
Yeah.
long? How long has it been out on computer? Did you say?
2021, I think, early
Oh
access.
damn, a while.
So it's been out
Oh,
a
early
while, yeah.
access.
So
Well, is it still early
I
access
think
on
it
the
is. I
computer?
think
yep,
it is, yeah.
yeah, it
So
is.
Then
this
what are
is
they? Then what are they talking about? New content. The game's not officially released yet, and they want.
but like anyone can write those reviews, you know, anyone who bought it.
Yeah, I
So
know, but
Well,
I
it
just
says
don't
right there
understand.
how many hours. I think they're saying because of the price, because usually early access games are not $55. You know,
Yeah,
yeah, but you're saying that guy had 55 hours into it, did he, or something? Or was that the price you were talking about?
45. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's like a lot of
yeah,
time. That's your money's worth for $55, if you ask me.
I
I
think
know
so.
everybody complains. That's what I'm saying. For me, I'm still gonna buy this when I have money.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
If
Me
we
too.
play together and Kathleen is nice to me in the wheel. Unless
Um,
not a lot of people buy it.
well, I'm getting this anyway, no matter what. And if I have to play it by myself, I'll do it by myself as well. If nobody else gets it, I don't care. I'm gonna have a lot of fun on this, just torturing the NPCs. Can get some.
Also, I hope it has a bit of challenge to it. Like sometimes these games seem like they're a little too easy, so I hope that there's like some
Yeah,
difficulty,
yeah, and there is
not
like
just like.
maybe you'll have too many options, like because there is magic, there is like ranged
Hmm.
weapons. You got like a lot, and if you have co-op as well, you're gonna have friends backing you up. Then maybe it
Mm,
gets too easy, and maybe co-op will probably buff the health of the enemies. You would imagine as well. To
that'd be cool. Like the more people you have
Yeah,
playing, the enemies
yeah,
get harder.
that'd be
But
cool.
I want to on this kind of game. I'd want it like a big boss that you're fighting. I would want that to be challenging. Like it's like, oh crap, we like died 5 times in a row, so we have to like try to rethink how we're doing it, kind of thing. But
yeah.
if we just
Right.
go and like if we just go in and one and done the guy and he's like dead in like a few minutes, it's just like, all right, well that would
Yeah, if
that
it's
would
easy, it's gonna be lame.
Okay,
yeah,
you
then
did
it would just kind of
mention.
get boring.
You think he did mention there would be named enemies, and they'd have their own unique attack
Yeah,
kind of types
Fucking
and
yeah,
stuff.
Captain America. I didn't see
See,
that
that's
yeah,
what I was
shit.
saying. That's what I was saying. The fucking
Holy
weapons are
shit.
insane,
yeah.
and the Thor hammer at the
And
end
there
as
and
well.
there's the Thor hammer. Yep.
But yeah, the shield is gonna be fucking sick as well.
You know you're going to be
Yeah,
able to throw that hammer and like bring it back to your hand
Oh
too,
yeah,
right? So,
100%.
yeah.
yeah,
I hope
definitely
this
day
is,
one.
man. Do you think there'll be friendly fire? Like, could I pick up Jackpot and smash him through a table?
Oh, that would be awesome. If you could,
That'd be cool.
if you had the option to turn it on or off, so there's
Yeah.
friendly fire.
He
Like,
just like he's susceptible to motion sickness. He just starts puking all over the place immediately. Let me kind of catch up on some comments here. Sounds like I read that already. Ali Boy says, "Getting this day one, we need PC VR games. We do. We need the good ones. Keep in mind, this is not a Quest game. That's what this is. This is what I mean by saying like, even though it looks like it could be a Quest game because the graphics aren't amazing or anything, but because of what they're doing with the physics and shit, that's what's not possible on the Quest. You know.
I'm going to be back in 1 second. I'm just stepping away for 1 second.
All right, no problem. One's got to take a massive shit.
Yeah, he told us he's constipated. He hasn't shit in 5 days, so maybe this is the time.
Maybe that's it. He's got to go to sleep. As soon as it comes out, he's like, "I'm tired. gotta lie down."
Finally.
Rush Short says crossplay? Question mark. Good question. Actually, that didn't come up in the thing, but he did do there's a Redis AMA. You know what? I might just look that up now because that must be one of the top questions. And it popped up straight away. That's nice. Okay. Oh, frequently asked questions. Is it crossplay? Is it crossplay? Okay, apparently it is not.
Probably not. I don't know.
I'd say it probably
hope
would
it is.
be. I'd imagine it would be with just PC VR only though. So it's not going to be a massive player base.
Yeah.
Oh god. If anyone else in the chat knows, that'd be swell.
What do you ask him?
Is it have crossplay?
Crossplay.
I'm trying to look it up. You keep them entertained while I'm looking it up. You know, tell them an
Tell us
entertainment
what you
tale.
did, Muzz. Because
This
Pumpkin
is
says you
my
need to take a
cats.
shit and you're
My
constipated.
no, my cats were just getting into something that they shouldn't be, so I had to go
Uh-oh.
get them out.
What
This
do
game-
you?
This game looks like that game that I wanted to play that's on the Quest or PC VR called Dungeons of Eternity. And I
Yeah.
don't think I don't think that has any plans to come over to PSVR 2 just yet. So this makes me happy because it's a very similar kind of style, like medieval with magic kind of thing going on, and it's 4-player co-op like that one is. Or actually, no, Dungeons of Eternity is only 3-player co-op. So this
I think
one
it's
actually has
3-player.
yeah. So this one has 4 instead of 3, which is cool.
When the randomness also too, like it's not gonna be just say we're gonna play through a story campaign like
Yeah.
Arizona Sunshine 2 and then that's it. Call it a night. That's
Okay.
it. So this seems very appealing, dude. So for sure, this is day one for me.
I got the answer.
Yeah.
I got the answer. I looked through there, read his AMA, I had to scroll all the way down, but it did say yes, indeed, there will be crossplay with PSVR 2
Yay.
and PC VR, and in-game voice chat will work as well between the two.
Nice.
Tasuki says, I mean, the game's been out 2 years. You can check PC viewer videos for it and get answers. Not to the crossplay question, though. Do we
No
have other
spoilers,
questions?
Tasuki.
I don't know if I have any other
No
questions
spoilers.
about the game. Do I? I don't
No,
think I do.
I
Like
think-
I think I get. Well, I suppose you're asking. Is there much to do after the story? Is it something to keep us coming back? So yeah, that'd be something we could look
Yeah.
up. But keep in mind that's early access, and this is going to be like the 1.0 update, so they're probably adding a lot of shit with this update.
Let's hope that they don't abandon the game after.
Suki says, do you plan on buying it day one and adding it to the rotation? I'm probably, I've applied for I didn't apply. It was really hard to track him down, the developer. I went to his Discord finally, found him, I asked him if he does review codes or whatever, or can I apply for one? He asked me for a link for the channel. I sent him the link and then he didn't reply to me after that, so I assume I don't have enough subscribers. Like, no, thank you.
Don't ever reach back to me. You don't want to be associated with me.
How did you get this? How did you get this number? Leave me alone.
Yeah, no, exactly. So I've got I just got a lot of bills coming up. I got my car to worry about, mortgage and all this shit. So it's probably going to be another week maybe before I'm able to get this. But when I do have it, 100% it's going to be in rotation. Like when I have it, first of all, it's not even going to be a vote. Like I'm just going to force you to play this. At least for day
buying
one.
it though. Yeah, I'll be getting it.
Too.
If it's not something that we think has replayability, then it won't be kept in rotation. But if it is something that'll just be like,
It's
fun every time you play it.
$55, you're gonna add it to the rotation.
Yeah, but if it's like it's just boring, if it's just boring after like a few hours and you've kind of seen everything and done everything.
Can't be worse. Can't be worse than that bowling game that you made.
Yeah, but I took that out of rotation after one stream.
Or Tasuki.
That's
I
my
told you to
point.
buy it
That's
on
my
the
point.
PC. Tasuki, you get a
For
refund.
Tasuki.
Uh,
I might be the guinea pig for this one because I think I'll buy it on release day.
Yeah, I'm gonna
So-
buy it
good.
too on the
Stream
PlayStation.
it.
I don't want it on the PC.
Jasuki also says, big question is what will the price be on PSVR 2? He did answer that. He thinks it's going to be 55 as well, although regional pricing may vary. So I'm looking at the Canadians and I'm thinking they're 120 for them, which is fair.
Yeah.
It's just fair.
Plus tax.
He says, kind of seems like from reading that the price recently jumped to $55 due to the game going into 1.1 or something, or 1.0. Like, I don't know if it jumped, but I knew it was 55 on Steam, but I think that's what he's aiming for on PSVR 2 as well. It seems PSVR 2 will have Unreal Engine 5 and PC's Unreal Engine 4. I didn't know that at all.
Damn.
Shouldn't they both be the same exact version if they're going to have crossplay? Isn't that why Pavlov had to
Probably
wait?
not.
Yeah, it should. Or else, yeah.
And Donnie says, Pumpkin hasn't got to level 9,000 yet, but in due time. But I've got no idea what he's referring to when he says that. And Tasuki says, bowling people still never got back to me, lol. They got your money. Sorry, they got your money and they're gone. I may throw up. I saw someone complaining on the 1.0 post, so that's all I got to go on, lol. Right. I don't think the 1.0 update is out for them yet on PC, though. Like, I
I
think
don't think so yet.
it's 11 p.m. on the 8th for them, from my time, so it'll be earlier in America. Keep in mind he's Korean, so all his stuff is going Korean style. No, the announcement post. You've lost me. I'm lost. I don't know what you mean.
What What are you talking
But
about?
anyway, listen, I don't think
Talking to
$55. If this is a good game, it's worth $55. That's fine.
Like
For the
it looks like
multiplayer, yes.
You know,
it looks cool. Like the environment's destructible. It looks like that guy just like choke slammed that skeleton through the table. So that's pretty cool.
Exactly, it is. And then he like individually
Yeah.
pulls the piece. I saw another clip he had up in the Discord. It's like a goblin creature because it's not just skeletons. There's other things there too.
Yeah.
He like grabs a paw, slaps it over the head, grabs a bench, lifts it up, and then smacks him. And then he picks something else up and just fucking throttles him. And the poor goblin's getting absolutely wrecked. But it's just hilarious, you know. So I think, man, I think it's gonna be
I
really,
hope
really
there's a
good.
lot of different options of different characters, you know, because I do see in the trailer, at least maybe 4 different ones, and that one that looks like it runs fast or teleports, that looks like maybe like a boss or some little boss or something, you know.
Oh, you
So I'm
mean
wondering how
enemies?
many different, yeah, enemies, how many different enemy types are we gonna see
Yeah.
and all that.
Hopefully, it's just not three different variations that you
Yeah.
just see over and over again. That might get a
Yeah.
little
Well, I can
stale.
tell you for a fact there's skeletons.
Yes, there's
I know that
100%
much.
skeletons.
Okay. Is there anything else we want to say about this? Other than I think we're all pretty excited for it.
Buy it.
Yeah, high
No,
potential.
I'm not gonna say buy it yet though, because you know,
High potential.
for all we know, it could be. But just the fact that he's got the foveas at rendering working, it's
Yeah.
like he seems to have taken a lot of care. I say he, but it's probably a team of multiple people. But a lot of care has gone into the PSVR 2 port. I hope, and I think it's going to make games like Hellsweeper. I think nobody's going to be looking at Hellsweeper after this game comes out.
Yep.
Anyway, we ready to move on to the next topic?
Let's
Do it.
All right. Are you aware of the Xboxalypse, as I like to call it? I haven't heard anyone
I've
else
been
say that
hearing
yet.
Yes.
I just
Trademark it.
close my notes. Yeah, I'm trying to.
Trademark
I'm trying to. But yeah, there's like, and the funny part is, it's like nothing's official. It's all gone by rumors, but the rumors are being backed up by credible people who've had credible track records in the past. Basically, big Xbox games like Starfield, Halo, Gears, all the big ones. Hi-Fi Rush that came out last year, which was not a big one, but popular, or like it did well review-wise and stuff. All of these are going to be coming to PlayStation, and some of them are coming to Nintendo Switch as well. And people are losing their fucking minds about it. It's fucking hilarious. There's like grown men out there, like the way, like I'm watching them tweet. The way they're tweeting, it's like they've given up on life, and it's like, I can't do this anymore, guys.
I can't accept Xbox would turn to Sony for help. Oh my goodness.
I know. And the sad thing is, if it was reversed, I'd be the same way. I'd be crying.
Yeah,
I'd be
we
doing
know.
everything.
We know.
But it's not. But it's not. And I live in the best timeline. So, it's gone in my favor. Everything's going good.
You're in the best reality.
I go to sleep every night with a smile on my face. And I'm having a great time. But anyway.
Drinking Xbox's players' tears before you go to sleep.
But what's that got to do with PS4 2?
Here, cry in my cup for me.
He's got everything. He's got all these you got all these props out tonight. You're really working on your prop comedy, Muzz, and the sketchbook. You've had the coffee. It's all
I've
coming
been
together.
drinking this coffee all the whole stream.
That's not coffee. That's a cup of maple syrup, and we all know it.
Is that why it's so thick?
That's why it's not coming out. Every time you take a quick sip, nothing.
Not fucking going anywhere.
Anyway, if you're wondering why I'm talking about this, it's because if you remember, before they were bought by Xbox, Bethesda used to make PSVR games. They made Skyrim VR. They made what was that fucking Wolfenstein. Wolfenstein. That was one, and
yeah.
There was another one that I can't think of.
Trash game.
But they also did Fallout 4 on PC as well. Sadly, that never came to PSVR. But then Xbox came along, bought them, and it's like, well, that's it for their, VR adventure. They're not going to be allowed to support that anymore because obviously Phil Spencer does not believe in virtual reality, so he put a stop to that. But now, if they're able to put a Halo on PS5, well, obviously, let's assume it's real. This could all be bullshit. But if it's true, Tasuki says Doom VR. That's right. Doom was another one. Doom VF4 was called.
That was a good game.
Yeah. So they had all these, like, they were definitely like one of the bigger supporters of VR back then. And then that's why it was so depressing when Xbox bought them. But now if Master Chief can come to PlayStation, if this and that can come to PlayStation, then why can't they, for example, Fallout 4, they've got that in their catalog, not doing anything, might as well port it to PSVR 2. Put some spit shine on us, add some foveated rendering or something to sharpen it up, and then boom, get a bit of cash. Skyrim, who wouldn't buy Skyrim again, PSVR 2? Who wouldn't,
Well, most people already bought it like 7 or 8 times already.
Yeah.
So
So if you've already bought it that many times, you're going to buy it one more time, So that's a possibility. I don't think it's a big possibility, but I think it's more than zero now. I think it was zero, and now it's more than zero. And look at Starfield. That's a game that could do with viewer support.
Trash.
It's trash, but it won't be trash with VR.
And VR will be good. Yeah.
So if it's like Microsoft is just desperate for sales, like, because I know like a lot of these big titles like launch day one on Game Pass, right? So like people that are subscribed already to Game Pass, they don't have to like buy any of these games at full price. So do you think that's like hurting their overall
100%.
like
I think
sales
that's completely unsustainable, especially when they're spending 80 billion to acquire Activision and Bethesda together. So they need to get that money back somehow, and it's not working with Xbox. Their consoles aren't selling. They put them on sale. They're like $350 over the holiday period to buy an Xbox Series X, and they weren't moving. Nobody was buying them.
So that's why they were pushing hard with it. That's why they were pushing so hard with the Xbox Game Pass being on PC as well. Like, okay, you don't need an Xbox. You just need to have a computer and get Game Pass there, and you can play all their games.
But then they also put Starfield on Steam, so that was outside of Game Pass. And they noticed that was like one of the best-selling Steam games of the year. So they're like, well, hold on. If we can do that for Steam, why not do it on PS5 as well and get that cash there too?
Yeah. So if Sony ever did this, like, and agreed to this, like, the ball's 100% in their court. All they have to say is like, okay, like, one condition though is whatever games you bring over to our console, like so many, maybe like a percentage or whatever games we decide have to have a VR mode.
No,
like you have to port them to VR.
I don't think they do that. Like, because
They don't care about VR.
if they get any of those games, that's a massive win for Sony, because all of a sudden,
I know, but they could also just like play hardball like that and say like some of these games have to have a VR mode.
I just don't think they would.
They don't care enough.
Like to have Halo on PlayStation, like the damage that would do to the Xbox, like that'd be worth everything to Sony. They'd be like, no, let's not risk this. Let's just make sure Master Chief is on PlayStation or Starfield or whatever.
Yeah. You're right.
I get what you're saying. I get what you mean.
I'm thinking too big for VR.
That's not.
I'm thinking it's too big of a deal that they would even contemplate that kind of ask. So
maybe in future, maybe like they build up, because it feels like Xbox are going like they're going to be leaving the console race. They'll probably still put out another console next generation, but they feel like a Ubisoft now or an EA or something, or Activision obviously, which they just bought. Where they're just putting their stuff everywhere, and they're not really like going to be in competition with Sony anymore. They're going to be more partners with Sony. So then in future, hopefully they can work up a good partnership and then be like, hey, why don't we give you some money? We fund the VR development of Starfield or The Elder Scrolls 6, that shit would be sick. So obviously we have to wait and see, because Phil came out with the tweet saying, oh, we're going to have an update next week about the future of our business plans or some shit like that. And there's all kinds of rumors going around saying that they've walked back in it now because of the big backlash and that none of it's going to be happening. But something has to happen. There's too much smoke for there to be no fire, I think.
Well, it's like you said, they have to get their money back, and I don't like. Some people say yes, it's a huge deal, the exclusive. Some people say it's not a big deal. I think it's fucking everything. Everything. It comes down to the games, right? And I'm not saying we have to have exclusives, no, but we have them. This is how it is, and people are competing, Sony versus Xbox. And there's a reason why most people, I mean, let's be honest, like they do have games, but a lot of them are trash or they're not that good. In PlayStation, we do have some trash games, but overall, like, fuck, dude, we're eating over here, like we have really fucking good games over and over. So at the end of the day, like, how are they gonna, like you say, they're discounting I bought a Series S a million years ago for God knows what fucking reason, and I don't ever touch it. I was actually just gonna return it, but I think Amanda plays some fucking Disney Valley game and that shit sometimes, and I was like, whatever. Or I think I'm playing like we were playing what's the game Pal World, whatever. So it's like, all
Oh
right, so we
yeah,
can play together. She plays on the
Yeah.
PC and I play. So I'm not hating on the Game Pass stuff, but as a business competing, like they can't do anything, dude. Like they're not gonna be able to survive because
So,
that was a whole. Remember at the beginning when PlayStation was coming out, PS5 and Xbox, the new one, everybody's like, oh, just wait, this year they're gonna bring all the banger games, and it just never came. It
yeah.
never fucking came. They never brought out any games. Yeah, Forza is cool and all that, but like.
what about
There's just
Redfall? They had Redfall. That game was
Jesus,
amazing,
yeah, what a
wasn't it?
flop.
remember
Uh,
that fucking game that was gonna destroy, like the game mechanics of destruction was gonna be
Oh,
unbelievable, and
Crackdown,
everybody was
Crackdown. They fucking
Crackdown, and
scrapped
it
us
was
and it came
fucking
out trash.
trash.
It's been
That's
that
like the
they've
story
been
of
like
fucking
this since
Xbox, dude.
2013. They've been like this since 2013. Even
Yeah,
before that, maybe a little bit, because they
it's
at the end of
it's
360
trash.
they kind of fell off as well. But it's just been this is our
That's
year.
why I
Next year's
switched.
our year. Wait till next year. Wait till next year. Wait till next year, and
That's
then
why I
nothing.
fucking
Yeah.
switched,
And
dude.
then
'Cause there's no
yeah,
fucking games.
yeah. It's crazy to me that there is loyal Xbox fans still at this point.
Yeah.
It's like how much abuse do you have to go through?
Just the hardcore,
Which is
the,
why a
hard, the
PlayStation. You can
hardcore
have
flight
both.
simulator
You can
Or
fans.
even
have
a
both. I
PC,
don't
even
understand what's the
PC. Like
issue.
if you're such a big Xbox fan, if I was a big Xbox fan, I'd go PC because you get all the games day one, and you don't have to pay online, and
Yep.
you get 60 frames and all that shit, and max performance. So the Xbox, I mean, there's no real reason to have. Obviously, console people prefer consoles for the convenience and stuff, so that's always going to be there. But I don't know. I think Xbox hardware is probably going to be on the way out in the next generation or two, and we're going to be
No.
We'll wait till next week to see what they say. Will they walk this back or whatever? But even if they walk it back, that they were thinking about this, and they were thinking about this because they desperately needed money somehow. So how are they going to get that money? They have to find another way, which means they'll have to bleed Xbox gamers some other way to get the money out of them. Which reminds me, part of the rumors as well is that they're going to drop day one Game Pass games, and they're going to be like sell them full price for a few months, and then they go to Game Pass.
Yeah, see, that's a that's a fucking death sentence for them. I feel like.
That's a rumor now. That's just part of the rumors.
This is
Bullshit.
this is the only thing that's holding fucking this thing alive is that you can. That's why I have sometimes the Game Pass on the PC because I can play some of my games like with Amanda or whatever day one. If they fucking take that, why am I gonna play this old ass fucking games and the catalog from like 10 years ago? It's like, what's the point?
Well, probably
I
still
think
small
that would
games,
be
but
really
like a
dumb.
big game like Starfield, they'd be like, okay, let's keep that off Game Pass for like 6 months, and then put it on
That's
Game
what
Pass.
people get Game Pass for,
I
dude,
know,
for the
I
big
know,
games.
but it's
That's for
obviously
the
not
trash.
it's not sustainable. It was never
Not
sustainable. in my
originally.
opinion.
Not originally. They did themselves in because they got them like super fat and greedy and happy, like getting it for so long. Like
Yeah.
once you start it, then you give it to
Because
them.
if you don't know for this,
so
what are you
long.
gonna offer them? There's no other really,
Well,
really good
it-
exclusives. Like, what
it's-
else are you gonna offer them?
It was always meant to just be like a free game catalog that you could go into, like that you could always have access to, not like new releases from.
Yeah,
like,
but
back
PlayStation
when it
have that
first
as
started.
well. That's the problem. They had to do something different to
Right.
PlayStation Now because
Right.
PlayStation Now
Yeah.
there's actually got a bigger catalog on PlayStation Now. Nobody talks about that because it's not.
And how much
day-
is that? The PlayStation, the more like the more
It depends
the more
on
I mean-
for like the premium or the extra tier or whatever.
It costs more than Xbox Game Pass. I know that.
Okay.
I think it depends on. I think if it were like if you go for 12 months, it might work out cheaper, but it depends on the tier
Yeah.
you go for and shit like that.
Right, the month.
But Sony wasn't batshit crazy enough to like make it so you could play Spider-Man like day one on it. They're not gonna release like their premier, games.
They've got a proven working success model, but the problem is with Xbox is
Yeah.
because they're falling behind Sony. They had to do something, but this wasn't the thing to do. It seems. Let me try and catch up on some comments. Ali Boy says we have Dead Hook. Dead Hook is coming out on the 8th as well, by the way. So that's another thing to remember. Another Doom viewer game. Spider-Man Doom, he calls us. LSB says Microsoft might be going fully on third party. Sega had to do the same thing to survive. Sony already shares its exclusive with the PC audience, some of them, and it does it like years later. So, like for example, there's no
Good
Ghost of
ones, though.
Tsushima, no Bloodborne,
yet.
LSB says Microsoft even tried buying Nintendo. Nintendo said no. Yeah, obviously. Nintendo did the right thing there. Tsuki says Microsoft doesn't need money. They are worth $3 trillion. Microsoft doesn't, but Xbox does. They nearly shut down Xbox in 2014, and if it wasn't for Phil Spencer, he had to like do an impassioned plea to like turn them around because it was a loss. It was a loss leader or whatever you call that. It just wasn't making the money, so they wanted to get rid of Xbox and leave the console race. So yeah, they've obviously got a lot of money, but if this Xbox thing isn't making them money, then they have to, they have to leave us. And keep in mind, they spent 80 billion, so they have to make that back through Xbox to make that make sense. No, Nintendo laughed them out of the room. Literally, yeah, that was part of the rumor. That was back when they were working on the OG Xbox, though. Been a while. I won't be surprised if they were trying it again in more recent times.
Yeah, like obviously Microsoft has all the money, but like that doesn't mean shit if you can't do anything worthwhile with it. Like, they can keep the Xbox going probably indefinitely because they don't. It's like a measly little sliver of like what Microsoft has in terms of cash, but like eventually it's just going to be like, well, we're just spinning our wheels. So is it really worthwhile having this actually going?
But it was a measly sliver. But when you spend 80 billion, all of a sudden it's a big investment. All of a sudden,
Yeah, that is that's getting up. That's more noticeable for like the top of the chain kind of thing.
I think Sony themselves are only worth like 140 billion. So like when you keep that in mind, that's like crazy money.
Yeah, exactly. But
but yeah, they've got shareholders that need answering to. Shareholders are always going to want reasons for where their return on investment is going to come from, etc., etc. So they got to worry about that. Daniel Dree says Helldivers 2 is coming out on PS5 and PC day one. That's true, but that's like
it looks fun. I kind of want to play it, but yeah,
it's flat.
Looks like
it's flat.
Cheese. Yeah, I know it's flat.
It's Starship Troopers in the game, basically.
And that looks fun as hell, though.
No, it does. It does. I saw like a clip of like an orbital strike coming down, and then it sends the dude ragdolling like a mile away. That's funny. But yeah, that launched on PS5 and PC day one is like a rare thing. I know it's a Sony first party title, but well, kind of second party, isn't it? Well, they own it, so it's first party, but like the studio working on it is not a Sony studio. But yeah, it's not often that happens. I think it's because it's so focused on online multiplayer that's why they're putting us on two platforms together.
No, but with this whole thing, like if it actually does happen, where we start seeing like Xbox exclusives on PlayStation, I don't imagine we'll be seeing like VR versions anytime soon. It'll be like maybe like years after the game comes on the PlayStation that they might want to make a VR version. But even then,
But even that, like just the fact that the gate is open now, before the door is firmly shut, and now there's a little creak in the door. You know, it's possible. And keep in mind, remember Project Scorpio, back when that shit was being revealed and stuff. Sorry, that was the Xbox Series. No, the Xbox One X. But they were promising high fidelity VR with that thing, and when they were doing that, they had a Halo game, a Halo VR game that they had in development that was going to launch alongside us. Apparently, they had to scrap that, obviously, but that's something. Depending on how much of it was complete, maybe they could return to this and bring it to PSVR 2.
But then you also look at like how many sales there is in PlayStation VR 2, and it's just like
PC as well, and wherever they can get it, like as many places as possible, not just PlayStation, of course.
Right. The one game I really want to get in VR that Microsoft has is Sea of Thieves. That game looks like it's just made for VR. Like I played a little bit of it back when I had the Xbox One. The Xbox One X or whatever it's called, last gen. Yeah. And I played it with some friends, and it's a really fun game just for fooling around. But like the whole look of the game and how it like plays, it just seems like it could translate to VR so perfectly.
Really well. I heard it launched.
They updated.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jack McCon.
No, I was gonna say they updated the shit out of that game.
It's kind of like a No Man's Sky thing, like where they just keep building on it, and they started having bigger brands like they get like Pirates of the Caribbean with Johnny with Captain Sparrow. He's in the game and all that kind of stuff. So they're actually like branching out and getting like
that works with the VR mod on the PC. Yeah.
It'd be good for us. And Yeah, one of those games that launched bare bones and got a lot of criticism, but then as the years went on,
Yep.
improved. Solid Justice says, yeah, their live service games will be day one, single player won't. And they don't have them. I know people keep saying there's going to be a lot of PlayStation live service games, but I think they cancelled half of those and they're kind of walking them back. And that would include Firewall Ultra, by the way. Live service game that they cancelled.
Look at freaking how a Suicide Squad. It just came out and it's already like hardly anyone's playing. Yeah, that's another huge, like, you know, millions of dollars went into making that game. Rocksteady, of all teams that like made awesome Batman games and like Arkham games, they spent like 6 years making this, and then it launches and it's supposed to be a live service like bullshit like game, and then it's just like, oh, everybody hates it. So like, what a waste of time for a good studio. And then
they could have made Arkham VR too. That's what they should have been doing for 6 years.
They could have made anything else, like anything. They could have been the ones that finally given us like a really awesome Superman game. Like, you know. Yeah. So stupid. What a stupid decision.
I feel bad for them as well because it's probably forced on them by like Warner Brothers or whatever to do this live.
But it just keeps happening. Like when are like it's like the corporate guys, they just have like blinding dollar signs in their eyes.
They see Fortnite, they see Fortnite, and they see whatever the big ones are, and you know, they're like,
and they're just like, try it again. Yeah. Like one of these will have to stick. One of these will get the player base. This is like, well, no, you guys are just throwing money away, and it's just going nowhere.
Too bad, so sad. Nothing we can do about it.
Yeah,
sadly. Hopefully they'll have to learn the lesson the hard way.
All that money could be used in like good areas like VR instead, but they're just throwing it away.
It's sad. It is sad. Is there anything else we want to say about this?
No.
Before we move on.
Nope.
Just
trash.
Intriguing. I don't. I'm not super excited about it. Like the potential is there, but I mean, most of the Xbox games I'm not really interested in it.
By the way, I think this is as much as I enjoyed this as a Sony fanboy. Like I'm giddy about it. I think it's probably bad overall that it feels like Sony would be losing a competitor, and then Sony, who knows what they would do with no competition. Obviously, they still have Nintendo, they still have PC. That's technically competition as well, but nothing so direct as Xbox, you know. And then all of a sudden, their prices next gen could go up to 100 or God knows what, you know. So maybe we need Xbox still in the console hardware race, or at least somebody to step in after Xbox. You know, I feel like maybe an Apple or a Google or something to come along and fill that vacuum if it happens. Because the PlayStation 6 launching at a low price of $1,000. Yeah, could happen. It could happen.
Yeah.
But in fairness, like Microsoft, they've had decades to compete properly with PlayStation, and they've just like ever since the 360, they haven't been able to do it. They've just been shooting themselves in the foot, mismanagement, studios, and they've been a mess. Like I've kind of felt like maybe they're going to turn it around recently with like Indiana Jones and Blade and stuff like that. Maybe that was going to start, you know, the good times, but now this news came along and I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens next week. But moving on to the next topic, Resident Evil. You like those games in virtual reality?
They're okay.
Yeah. Good. They're good. Because there's at least 5 Resident Evil games in development at Capcom right now.
5. And you know, at least one of them has to be a VR game.
At least one. This is according to the reliable Resident Evil leaker, Dusk Golem. He's the one who leaked Resident Evil Village. I made videos about, like, his source was the videos, like the source I used for the videos on Resident Evil Village before it was even known as Resident Evil Village, and, you know, gave us all kinds of details like the werewolves and all that kind of shit. So of the 5 games, one of them is Resident Evil 9, and one of them is expected to come out late 26 or early 27, and the rest is just speculation. That's all I kind of said, but obviously you would imagine, because they've been doing a lot of remakes lately, that some of them would be a remake as well.
Oh, what if one of them is Resident Evil 7 for PlayStation VR 2?
No, I think they should do Resident Evil 2.
In VR. Yeah, but that needs to be just a patch, though. That shouldn't be like a whole game that they release again.
No, not a whole game, but they should make that shit too, because I heard that game
and
really
3,
good in VR.
2 and 3. Even though 3 is supposed to be not that good, but I still want it in VR. But what about Resident Evil 5 with the co-op? That's what you really want.
Oh, the one in fucking Africa?
Yeah.
Co-op. Fuck, that game is good.
Remake put the co-op in there, put the virtual reality in there. That shit would be sick.
Yeah,
Sick as hell.
$100. Take my money.
Well, there you go. War Room says, "Oh yeah, I'm working on 60 Resident Evil games." Did I say War Room by accident or something? I don't know. I don't know what you mean by that, War Room. It's gone over my head. But they've also got like Resident Evil Code Veronica, which people want to remake to, and Outbreak, which was that weird online game they did. So it had its fans.
I think one of them will be Resident Evil 7 for PlayStation VR 2. Like making it, changing the whole mechanics with like your using the move controllers instead of the gun fixed to your head movement and all that kind of stuff.
But do you think he would count that as one of like the new Resident Evil games in development? Well, I suppose he didn't say new. That's
he just said
new. Just five
Resident Evil game. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think one of them is that.
Okay, but what if they sold it at full price, Muzz? How would you feel about that? Like it wasn't a free update?
I would buy it again.
Damn. Understandable. Very good game.
And it's been a while now since I played it, and especially getting like a whole new controller, like controls and everything, and better visuals. They had like the same quality as like the current ones. Yeah. Hell good.
Shit would indeed be sick. But obviously we got a long time to wait. But they've earned a break, 2 Resident Evil games on PSVR 2 in 1 year, so they need to rest for a while. Somebody else needs to step up to the plate and deliver. So yeah, anything else to say about that? Jackpot, have you still not played any of the Resident Evil games, you bitch?
A long time ago. A long time ago, I played.
The answer's no. Move on.
Resident Evil 3 flat, Resident Evil 2 flat, Resident Evil 5 flat, but I already forgot all of them. And I played Resident Evil 7 the first hour, and then that's it. And Resident Evil 4 and the quest looks like shit.
As soon as Jack broke through the wall, and he was like, "I'm done. I don't want to play this."
No, as soon as I got stabbed in the fucking arms by that girl that's supposed to be your fiance,
yeah,
it felt pretty real because that's the first time I kind of like played VR, and I was like, "Fuck this!
Oh,
Everybody want to play this."
He didn't even get the Jack. He didn't even get the Jack yet. Then. Dang.
No, he didn't.
No, I was like, "Fuck this! Why does anybody like to play this shit? This is fucking."
How did you not love that? That was fucking epic. I couldn't believe that. She cuts your hand off with a chainsaw, and you're just looking at your stump. No, that was good. Geisen is here. How you doing, Geisen? He says Resident Evil Gun Survivor. That would fit, actually, VR. Dead Aim, another one. I think they're both like Time Crisis type ones. And Revelations, yes. Forgot about
Time Crisis will be fun co-op in VR, like a real Time Crisis game.
Namco. I don't think Namco have ever made a VR game.
I know, I'm just saying, bitch.
Tsuki says, felt real, ? It's floating hands, lol, baby. He just called you a baby. Tsuki roasting Jackpot live on stream. You all saw it here first. Nothing else to say about that. Then we'll move on to the next topic, which is Barbaria, which happens to be the game I streamed earlier on today. Got a code for it last week. Got a chance to try it today, finally, day off work. And kind of like Cactus Jack yesterday, it was like surprisingly good. People were comparing this to Gorn, but it's way more entertaining than I expected. It's a lot of fun.
Gorn's just in like a stadium, right?
You both said something there. I didn't hear what either of you said.
Gorn is just in like a stadium where this.
Yeah, I think so. Well, this is kind of like a stadium. Like you're just moving to. So it's got like a multiplayer element where you go to other players, like. Realms or levels or whatever, and they can set up traps and defenses and all this kind of shit, and you go in there and raid them, basically. And that's the online element. So. I guess it does feel like arenas, kind of, but it's still kind of different. And just the combat is so good. Just punching things is so satisfying, like picking their heads up and smashing them on the ground. And, maybe not quite the Blade and Sorcery or Legendary Tales level, but satisfying and fun. But anyway, that's not why I'm bringing it up. I'm bringing it up because there's an update coming out for us on the 9th. So currently when you boot up this game, it says it's in the Bronze Age. Whereas this one is, I assume that means seasons. So they say a new age is coming, so a new season is coming, I'm guessing. This one's called The Age of the Unknown, and it's going to add a new roguelike mode. So, that seems to be the hot thing these days, is to just put a roguelike mode in your game. Like God of War did it, Last of Us 2 did it, this one's doing it. And but this is a game where I can see a roguelike mode being, very entertaining.
Nice.
But yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
all.
gives
GG.
you more reasons to replay.
Which I recommend this game if you're thinking about it. It's a lot of fun.
How much is it?
$20.
Okay.
$20 dues.
Not bad.
Solid Justice says Resident Evil 7 in VR was so good. It was my favorite PSVR 1 game. Even ahead of Firewall 0 Hour. Just
Oh,
about.
yeah, that was-
just about.
that was-
That was like just amazing. And it's great. It came out like 2 months after the headset came out.
Yeah.
And no game was better than this, which is crazy.
Yeah. Nothing surpassed it, which is
Donnie says the replay option is in itself a cool option. Yes, it is. So as soon as you finish a run, you got like a tabletop model of yourself going through the run, so you can watch yourself doing this in like miniature fashion. It's like really cool.
Cool.
Donnie
I
says,
think
sorry.
I like the I was laughing with the when you're customizing your character and the little guy comes out and models like,
The music
and
changes completely.
and the music changes to the runway music.
That was good. It took me completely by surprise. Yeah, that was the highlights
Yeah.
of the stream, I think.
That's some clever game design right there.
Everything, like all the UI stuff was good though. It's like go to this pillar to do this thing and whatever, and see the leaderboard by walking at the edge of this plank or whatever. Johnny says then the raid aspect is something we haven't seen in a while. You know, it reminded me of Metal Gear Solid 5. We had them FOB bases and people could invade your base and you had to set up defenses and stuff. Tasuki says all this time later and we still have no follow up to Farpoint. We might never. Like, I haven't heard anything about Impulse. They did Larcenauts, remember? And that seemed to bomb horrifically.
Yeah.
So that could have done them out of business for all I know. I need to look up on their like Twitter account or anything and see if they've tweeted anything in a while. I don't even know if they're still in business.
The guys that gave us the aim controller.
Yes. They gave us the logo.
We owe them.
For touching
We owe
tips.
them.
The logo you see scrolling beneath you right now is because of them.
We owe them everything, and
Yeah.
they're gone.
Yeah. Firewall owes them a lot as well, I think.
Yeah. Yes, they do. Yes, they sure do.
Alright, so anything else to say about Barbaria before we move on?
Yeah. Just gonna point out that like a lot of people that don't like follow like developers and like all this like background stuff, I think majority of them would just assume that the aim controller was like a first contact like device, like it was made for Firewall, like not like another game made it.
Yeah, it was like a hand and a glove. You know, they just fit so perfectly together. Anyway, the next point I want to talk about, the next topic is Omega Pilot, which you're looking at this video right now. You're probably thinking, why am I playing a video of Wipeout VR? But it's not Wipeout VR. It seems to be a clone. That's already out in the Quest, I think. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's coming soon for the Quest. But basically, the developer was on Reddit, and somebody asked, "Is there a PSVR 2 version?" He says, "We're doing it this year, or we're working on it this year."
Fuck.
So this is coming to
I'm
PSVR 2.
I'm already barfing just almost looking at the video. I don't think I'm gonna be able to handle this fucking game.
Honestly, when I was looking at it, like maybe it looks better here in the smaller thing, but on full screen when I was watching this, it kind of looked like it looks slow or something. Like the sense of speed wasn't there compared to like Wipeout on PSVR 1, and you know,
Yeah.
I think it's run natively on a Quest as well, so it has that kind of a feel to it or look to it. But yeah, kind of personally just makes me more want to Wipeout than it does make me want to pick this.
That's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Exactly. I just want the actual Wipeout game to come over to PlayStation VR 2, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. So someone else has to make it if Sony doesn't want to just
And
bring
maybe
it over.
maybe it's really good. Maybe it's really good, and I'm just being judgmental because I'm a graphics snob a little bit.
So far this course has all just been flat though. Like where's the
Loop the loops and stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
I
I don't see any crazy.
It says May
steep
12th
thing
there, but I
going
don't know
on.
if that's for this year. Maybe it's already out, so I can't remember. But anyway, it's not out in PSVR 2, so that's the important part.
It's on Steam for $15.
Okay, so it is out.
And it has good and bad reviews, I guess.
Mixed again, huh?
Mixed, but overall, I think they're okay reviews.
Okay.
Mostly positive.
Okay. Alright, so I won't shit talk it too much then. Tsuki says, so Wipeout but Quest port, so it's made in MS Paint. Damn.
That's
Tsuki's
hot
on
as
shit
support.
talkers. Really? Would you want that in a game? I suppose they are kind of flying ships, so yeah. Quest can't handle the loops, says Tsuki. Can't
Or
process- can't process.
Steve or steep inclines of any kind. Apparently, there's no hills or anything.
Donnie also making the same joke, or turns, or straightaways, or etc. Okay, I'm just gonna move on to the next thing because I don't really have anything else to say about this. Hopefully, it comes out and it's like optimized for PSVR 2, where they give it a big look, like lick of paint, and it shines up real nice. But if Wipeout ever does come to VR, I have a feeling it's gonna look a lot better than this. And
This doesn't look like it has any combat in it. Like I don't see.
yeah,
like
I'm not seeing any weapon pickups or anything yet.
No,
No.
it's just races.
So that's not. It's not really too much of an interest for me, and to be honest, like I want like if I'm not playing Gran Turismo 7, I want like a racing game that has combat. Like I want to be shooting guns, and I want to
Even
be
in
like
GT7, I want to be shooting
yeah,
guns.
yeah. No, but I mean, if I wanted like a serious racing game, that would be Gran Turismo. But I want like the fun, actiony car game, which we don't have yet.
Yeah, that's true.
Waiting on that Twisted Metal.
Please God, let that be something that actually happens. Next topic is a game that might scratch some of that itch for you, Muzz. It's Aces of Thunder. We basically said which is pretty cool. And if you something, so I don't know what the story is. First reject, manually do it whenever you want.
Where do you see the pilot?
Line.
Could be there.
Line.
Hold on a sec. Is that him?
Like,
Him
are you
on the wing? Is that him? Cause I got such a tiny screen here. I'm in the preview mode. If you know what I mean.
Is it possible that it's just like a piece of the plane that's just falling off?
I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm trying to go back here.
I think that's just the animation. I don't think that we are. What's the point of getting out and eject out of the fucking thing? Down,
no, but like, what
die?
if you destroy the plane and then when your plane blows up, instead of being an explosion, it like just automatically ejects you out, and that's how you know you got to respawn now. You just see your dude
lame.
flying.
I want to get fucking shit exploded and fire in my face. That's how I want it. But anyway, Save Your Money is coming out soon. Save Your Money is coming out soon, especially if you're buying the fucking skeleton one. You're gonna go fucking sell a kidney or something, because this is coming out soon, I think.
I'm trying to get it to freeze in the right spot, but this laptop is just a joke.
There's no body. He's lying.
Oh shit! Fucking audio. I forgot to turn that off. I'm sorry if there was audio there.
Oh my.
Oh shit! Yeah, the loud. Oh my god! I'm sorry. Everyone's complaining about that. I was too distracted. Jeez. It's over. This has been a disaster. Can't hear because the video clip. Basically, we said we're very excited about this new 10-second clip.
It's been playing the whole time?
Yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. One of these things I just forgot to mute. What else would we say? At the very end of that clip where he's destroying that kind of brownish looking plane. Or yellowy, this one. That it looks like the pilot comes outside of us. They think I'm mistaken.
He thinks there's a pilot. He thinks you can come out of the fucking eject button and fly around and bring guns out and shoot at the pilot and RPGs.
He's a liar.
Started saying all this stuff.
He's a liar. Last 15 minutes they didn't hear, says Donnie. No mass video. I'm sorry about that.
There it is. There's a little character all in black dressed up in a suit.
So I'm saying maybe when the plane gets destroyed, you pop out. You know, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you manually do it and you start shooting your guns while you're in a parachute or anything like that. I'm just saying, it's interesting that it shows that. Donnie says it's not cool. A pilot, it's an alien coming to abduct you. Well, he looks like a human that's dying, Donnie, if I'm being honest with you. Looks like he's in physical pain. He's not saying save your money as in don't buy it. He means save your money as in get ready to buy it because it might be expensive. Yes. And it's probably going to be good. It looks good.
Looks good. I don't think it's going to be that expensive. I think it's going to be $50 dues, which is expensive, but I don't think it's gonna be 60.
My worry about this one is for the controls, because I'm probably not going to have a hot ass anytime soon in my life. So then I'm going to be forced to use, I assume, motion controls to like physically grab the stick, and then I'm going to worry like, because I don't enjoy that in No Man's Sky. I'd rather use like a dual sense, you know?
Yeah. Would they include that as an option? Why wouldn't they include the option to just use the controller? Like,
It depends on how, like maybe you have to manually turn things
You
on
probably
in
have
the
to do
cockpit.
manually. Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know, but maybe they can do both. I hope they
but
do.
then you couldn't do that with the HOTAS. The
That's
HOTAS
true as
controller.
well. That's true as well.
Because
So
the HOTAS controller, you're going to be doing the manually clicking on your flight stick. So like either way, you're not going to see your hand going where you're pressing the buttons on your HOTAS controller.
You're right.
so
Then
with
you
that
can
too,
easily just
hopefully they'll
then
have
you can
two.
easily just do that. Yeah, you can easily just do that with the button pressing on the controller. Then
Fingers
Is
crossed. I
it
don't.
confirmed that we have HOTAS?
I'm pretty sure they've confirmed HOTAS. Like we talked about this like months ago. That they like. I think they
I think
replied
it
to someone on
does.
Instagram saying yes, HOTAS support is coming.
Yeah, and
Uh,
they even mentioned like you're not going to have the full immersion because you'll be able to like move your hands
Right,
around
yeah.
the cockpit to press all the buttons doing it that way. So.
Yeah, I guess we'll see.
But yeah, like Jackpot, would you rather play this with? Would you have a HOTAS? Don't you?
Yeah, I do have a hot, hot ass.
I'll ask Amanda. Let me ask Amanda.
The
I
truth
do have
finally
one.
comes out about how he feels about Jackpot.
Shit. I do have one.
Okay, so obviously
do have
you'd
one.
use that if you could. But for me, maybe Muzz as well.
Depends.
Do you have a HOTAS as well,
Depends.
Muzz?
No, I don't.
No.
But
Okay.
if I if it's comparable to No Man's Sky, like I did not like playing No Man's Sky, flying around with the virtual stick, holding it that way. I've heard this one's a little different though because it feels more like you keep the controller still and you're just tilting it a little bit, and not like you're not holding it up in the air and like moving your stick around
Okay.
too much. Like you don't have to use your wrist as much, basically. Like when you're tilting like your stick, you're not like moving your hand all the way down
Okay.
to do anything like drastic movement. So I think it's a little more stable, but I'll give it a try. But usually I don't like that kind of gameplay, like where I feel like I just have floaty hands holding
Yeah, me too.
imaginary
That's
things.
why I just- I hope
It
they do
depends on
DualSense.
what. Yeah, it depends on what they actually. I don't think they're gonna give us the freedom to be able to do both because, like I said, when I play, if I can use both at the same time, meaning that I can just use the hot ass for the stick, and then I know it sounds kind of not possible in here because this is a fast-paced game, but on the flying simulator, the Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's cool because you have so many buttons that you gotta fucking press and all this shit, and you have to grab it with your hands, right? And fucking
Yeah.
move the fucking throttle and all that shit. If you wanted to, turn on the lights and all that, and then use the hot as a stick. But for this game, I don't think they'll have that, and I don't think it'll work because this is fast paced. So I would prefer if there's interaction on the cockpit, and I'll just use the move controllers, then just be stuck with just using the hot ass and the buttons in here. For me, even though I agree with Mus, it might not feel the same. I would prefer to have the ability to be more interactive with the cockpit and stuff than
What are you going to be
step-
doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to be doing in the cockpit? Like, presumably
fucking
there probably
turn
won't
on
be
the
takeoff.
engine, close
No,
your
but
fucking.
I don't think there will be. Like, I assume when a match starts, you're probably already going to be in the air. I don't think there'll be landing and takeoff.
Well, then I
Am I
don't think
wrong?
there's
No.
anything really to do because we're not. It's not gonna be a simulator. We're not gonna have fucking all those things to turn the flaps and all that shit. I don't think so. I
Yeah,
think it's
but
just
then
gonna
you
be
don't
throttled.
need motion controls really. Like you can just go to your DualSense and like Gran Turismo 7,
I
either
know,
go to the
but
wheel
that's
or
what I'm
the
saying.
DualSense.
I would prefer if I can do more interaction, but that's what I'm saying. For this one, I don't think it works because there's really nothing really to do unless you're taking off and landing. So
Okay. I see
Yeah,
what you mean.
like like the old like World War II planes, so they're not like too much like they're not too intense in terms of like
buttons and switches and shit.
yeah, cockpit and buttons and stuff. Yeah, it's
yeah,
but I mean, I think there is some obviously you see they're always like doing stuff in the even in the trailer that they showed before. They're doing some stuff. It's just not that intensive.
Yeah.
Some people might say like because it's a competitive shooter, like combat, would you have an advantage if you can just press a button rather than having to actually reach out and like
Yeah.
turn something that you need to do?
yeah,
Like they would have to do it maybe like to make it fair. like if you had to like reach out and like like increase your like throttle or something by like turning a gauge, if you press a button to do that, instead of like instantly do it, you'll see your character's arm reach out and quickly turn it, and then your arm goes back. Just so like it still takes like half a second to like actually turn it, rather than just like a button press.
Yeah.
Like I can see them maybe doing make it so like so that way technically if you're doing it with your own hands, you might be able to do it faster than someone pressing the button and like waiting for the animation to do it or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
If it actually comes to like, if it's that like involved where like it's a mechanic that's like very necessary that you're doing like during combat, that
I can imagine I can imagine maybe a weapon toggle, maybe something like maybe like a fuel usage thing, like maybe you switch it one way, you use more fuel to go faster, and then preserve it by another way by turning better or something, maybe something like that. But I can't see many other uses.
Yeah, I can't see there being too many, but if it actually does affect like how quick you can do stuff in like the heat of combat, then maybe like a quick button press rather than having to reach out and manually hit the things yourself, it might be a bit of an advantage for those just, like fractions of a second.
Just thinking of weapons as well, like realistically back in this time zone, all they really had was the mounted machine guns, isn't it? Like they didn't really, there's no missiles and you know.
No.
They had bombs as well, obviously for ground targets, but for when it comes to air, it's just guns, isn't it?
I really hope that worries me though.
I really hope though, like, because you know that you can slide the little window open like beside you,
and a handgun.
Yes, I really hope that you have. I really hope you have a handgun, so if
fucking
you're flying next to
Uzi
somebody,
for your enemies.
Yeah, or just like a little machine pistol or something where you can open your window up and just like fly beside somebody and shoot out the window at them. That would be pretty badass. But that's wishful thinking, I think. But what else would you open the window for? Like, what's there has to be a reason. There has to be a reason.
I don't know. Maybe you can choose those. Maybe there is a little gun that's fastened to the side of the cockpit, and if we freeze it the right way, we'll see a little strapped-on gun or something. I don't know.
Or those little World War II bombs that you drop, and like the little
they're like mini nukes or something like.
Yeah, those little bombs that you drop. Small, and maybe you have like a few of them beside you, and you can turn your plane sideways, open the window, and drop them out the window or like towards somebody or something.
There'd be some sick highlight videos if people were pulling off shit like that.
Yeah, I'm just wishful thinking here, but I mean, ever since I saw the window open, I've just been kind of like daydreaming about why they'd have a mechanic that opens the window. So.
But then you remember the London heist, and then it's like you could put the sun visor down in the car and put it up again for no reason. You could just do it if you wanted to.
You just could. You know?
But I really hope this game doesn't make me motion sick. That's my only worry about it right now. Is that because Ultra Wings did it for me, so I'm wondering will this do it to me as well? The first Ultra Wings, not the second one.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't know you played Ultra Wings too.
No, not yet. Let me check them in the comments before we move on to the next topic. The only alien around here is Jackpot, says LSB. No, Jackpot's not smart enough to be an alien. Too small of brain activity, says Donnie. Damn, poor Jackpot just getting roasted by everyone today. Worm says the hot ass options for PS5 are garbage. I haven't looked into it, so I don't know how many are supported on PS5. You know, is it just one or two?
There's not too many flight games to begin with, so it's like
I suppose on PS5 in general there isn't really, is there?
Not really, no.
But he is telepathetic, says Donnie. Jackpot is using the hot ass for the stick. I can't follow this. Daniel Dries says that was a guy that came out of that plane. There you go. Daniel Dries is backing me up. He saw a man coming out of the plane as well. Chops says 14,300 up in the casino, heading home in the morning. Jesus.
Man, he's just raking in the money.
Put everything on black. Put it all on black before you go. Chops, do it. You'll do it. You'll win. Did you know that 95% of gamblers always quit before they make it big? John, did you know that? No, I'm joking. GG, well done.
Bad influence. Don't listen to him.
Congratulations.
Leave now. Leave now before you lose anything.
Don't go back to the table again. You better leave now. Okay, moving on to the next topic. Unless any of you have anything else to say about Aces of Thunder. What's the date for this one, Jackpot? Mystic
I'm a little
Jackpot.
worried. I think it's gonna come soon, maybe next month or maybe this month, probably next month. But I'm worried because in all the footage, I don't see a lot of planes. So I hope it's not a 2v2, 1v1. I hope it's at least 3v3, at least. But that's the only thing. The only worry I have about this game is that. Because every time I see videos, it's just pretty empty out there. It's just 1v1.
It's a good point.
Does it still not? Does it still not say on the PlayStation Store, like
I don't think so.
like where it says co-op?
I don't.
I'm gonna
think so.
check right now. I will check right
Yeah,
now.
because that's the only thing that really, really worries me, and I think it'll fucking kill the game. If it's like 1v1 or 2v2,
No,
that'll be
no.
fucking hard.
It can't be. It can't be. It has to
I
be
mean,
like that.
There's
I
one
hope
point,
it at least 3-3.
There goes the eardrums. Chopped has donated a fat
has
20.
just donated 20 through Super
Damn.
Chat.
Casino
So damn
cash.
moist. GG.
Chips it down.
See
Put it
ya.
on black. Put the
Straight
20
from
on
the
black
casino.
and donate the winnings again. Thank you very much, Mr. Chopped. He says, GC, y'all. Already back to the room. Now it's chop time and then 3 moisture droplets. I don't know what that means. What do you think that means? Now it's chop time and then 3 sweating emojis.
He's gonna get his.
He's gonna go jack. He's gonna go jack off.
I think so. He's got a bundle of cash, and he's gonna have sex with a bundle of cash on the bed. But thank you very
say
much.
on the
Chad.
website.
Yeah. See, these kind of details are left kind of until the pre-order comes up. Then you can see all the details. Sometimes.
I mean, listen. If this picture they have in here, if it's not like the game, then that is. In this picture, even the picture right here on the fucking website, the PlayStation Store, they have in the background. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 planes. Still, again,
gonna
I
look
don't
up-
know. Maybe it's not even.
I'm gonna look up the launch trailer. Or not
Do
the
it,
launch
'cause
trailer.
that's
The
the only
reveal,
thing that
the
scares
reveal
the
trailer.
shit out of me,
Announcement, I
dude,
should
because
say.
if it's 1v1 or 2v2, it's not gonna be good.
Okay, right at the beginning of the intro, it's like 7, 8 planes there, but they're not in the air; they're on the land. Also, there's a part here where he's on ground. Sorry, I can't speak. He's on the airstrip and he's outside the plane, and he's like putting his hand up against it and stuff. So that's gameplay. So you can't. Maybe you can take off. War Thunder Team presents.
I'd
Oh,
be a
yeah,
little-
there's takeoff. There's takeoff. He's showing it taking off right
Yeah.
now. Okay, I'm lying.
I'd be
about that.
disappointed if there wasn't a takeoff. And
So now it's
I
showing
hope there's
combat.
just more than fucking 3 versus 3 at least, dude.
Dude's checking his 6. There's 1. Okay, it's just been 1v1 so far in this trailer. 1 behind. There's another one in front.
yeah, but
But it doesn't show them together.
there's not going to be too many times where you see all the planes in front of you.
No, but I'm just
maybe a
hoping like
big-
for one shot where it show, okay, here's a shot
Oh.
with multiple. It just showed a shot there with multiple that kind of looked a bit cinematic. It didn't look gameplay. Which is kind of... All the actual gameplay is just showing one plane shooting one other plane. Like no other formations going on or...
Oh man, don't make me nervous about these guys.
we should always be nervous. I
Listen,
suppose.
that's what I'm saying. That's the only thing that worries the shit out of me.
Okay, that part there, gameplay, he showed him shooting. There's like a formation of like 10 planes going underneath. I wonder where they AI though, because they're all going in like a neat formation.
course
He's
they
attacking
AI,
them all. Maybe that's like a mission. Okay, so that is a worry. That is a worry. Jackbot has raised, and it's a genuine
That's the main worry.
concern now. You'd want to have at least 4.
You can be right about your release dates, but don't be wrong about this or right about this, Jackbot.
Yeah. 4v4 now, I mean, not 4 in total. Like, you'd want to have 4v4 minimum.
Even 3, I think, will be barely acceptable, but barely. 4 will be I think, perfect. Obviously more, but I don't know, dude. It's fucking worrying me.
Why don't I see Aces? Why am I not seeing Aces of Thunder listed on the PlayStation Store?
It's probably just a wish
It
list
is.
thing.
I can send you a link if you want. No, it is, bitch. It says announce.
Well, I'm looking through all the games.
Tasuki says, man, that's all getting retro. It brought one out from the closet, Tasuki. Daniel Dries says, don't forget to check your PlayStation Star rewards. I had enough to get Helldivers 2 for free. I'm getting close to like the €20 wallet thing, but I'm still like maybe 2,000 points away or something. Danny says,
Posted it on the Discord. Sorry.
no, you're okay. Donnie says Chopped can't play with us because he's gambling all of Decepticon's MILF money away. Gilf, not MILF. Don't get it twisted, so let us be. Alright. So are you looking for like the player count on the store?
Yeah, I'm hoping to see it.
It doesn't. It just says
It
multiplayer
doesn't say.
required,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
It doesn't say how many players.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
That's a concern. Doesn't mean look. It doesn't like Muzz.
I'm not concerned.
Like Muzz said, when you're
I
actually playing
refuse.
this, you're probably only gonna be locking onto one dude at a time. So that makes sense. You only seen one, but until we get
Stop.
confirmation, it's a concern. Well, listen, I'm concerned. It's a concern. I've flagged us. If they're doing AMA, that's gonna be my question. How many players? Obviously, there's gonna be different modes as well, where there's gonna be probably different player counts and different modes.
fine. As long as there's more than 3v3, then we'll be happy. If it's 2v2, I don't know if I'll buy it, dude. Might, but fuck.
Damn. Yeah, 2v2 is gonna be sparse.
Yeah, that's not good. That ain't no good.
All right, moving on to the next topic then, which is the hottest topic in virtual reality right now, the Apple Vision Pro headset, also called AVP, which I always see as Alien versus Predator. But
Never heard of it. What is this thing you're talking
I
about?
don't know. Apparently, it's a virtual reality headset, and Apple have invented virtual reality for the first time.
Oh, way to go, Apple! Way to go,
Congratulations, Apple. You've did it. It's out now. There seems to be a bit of hype. Have you seen that video of the fella leaving the store and all the Apple employees are like cheering him on, and he's walking around, he's looking around like, oh, it says like wonder on his face, and he pulls out his phone and starts recording them all. Dude, it's fucking cringy as fuck, man. It is horrific. But yeah, I
it
think
can't be a VR commercial without being cringy.
it's not a commercial. It's not a commercial. This is like real life. He's like the first person who bought it at some store, and like the Apple,
Oh damn!
the Apple employees are all like out there cheering him on, like, yeah, you're the man, and all this kind of shit. And
I gotta watch that. I gotta
it's
watch
brutal.
that.
It's brutal. And
Laura Croft, everybody. Laura Croft.
And the kid's like, fuck off, I'm trying to play this game.
I'm like 20 years younger than you. You could go to jail over this.
Fucking 20 minutes bending over and fucking pointing the guns. Fucking
my
awesome.
God. Anyway, yeah, I'm still happy enough about this because, you know, it's more attention coming to virtual reality, even though, is this virtual reality or is it all mixed reality? Do they have like virtual reality shit going on in here? It
I
seems
think
more
it's
like
mainly
mixed.
AR. And, yeah.
But still, it's kind of more attention coming to, you know, at least a related industry. But it's 3,500. Do you think this thing is going to be a success? Because Apple people are like
Nope.
crazy.
Nope.
No?
Too much money for what, dude? Fucking VR is not for. It's already a niche, and you're asking that much money. Only a couple people that are like really into it or content creators are gonna buy that. Because who the fuck in the regular mind is just gonna buy a headset and spend $3,000 because they like Apple products? I don't see it.
It'll all the rich people that like Apple will buy it for the
Yeah, but
novelty.
that's a lot of people, though, isn't it?
No, they'll have an audience for sure. It's Apple. Like they can release most things and they'll have an audience. So it might not be like for the mainstream because obviously $3,500 for
Yeah.
It's crazy.
a headset. It's not
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
rich people shit.
This is
rich
what
people, and then they'll wait for the word of mouth to spread, and hopefully people are like talking it up like it's amazing, and then maybe once the price starts coming down, then more people will buy it.
This is what PlayStation VR 3 is going to be like when Xbox has left the industry and Sony don't have to worry about anything. Just $3,500 for the PSVR 3, please.
I mean, if somebody gives me this shit, I'll fucking love to have one of these, but it's just too much money for, I think, like us as regular people.
Yeah.
Most people,
Yeah.
I mean, what can it do? What, like, I don't know enough about it. Like, what does it do that a Quest 3 can't?
I don't think it does
Like,
anything a Quest 3 can, from what I can tell.
Because the
It's got,
Quest
like,
3 has Quest 3 has all that cool like AR augmented reality stuff
I
already.
think the
So,
main
like,
thing is like you use it as a workstation. You can have floating windows around you, but the Quest can do all that too, from what I know.
Well, and it's
Yeah.
probably all.
Uh-oh.
A lot of people that love fucking Apples and they have the iPhones, they have Macs, and they have like they really want to stay with it. So maybe it's gonna have a bunch of fucking integrations with your iPhone and all that shit, you know.
Probably. And your Mac.
the only thing it can do is you can see your eyes through the screen. That's the one thing it can do.
And they don't, like, I saw someone like show the reality versus the advertisement, and it's like in
Yeah,
in
where
real
it was,
life
like,
it's like a
almost clear.
blue haze all over it, and it looks shit.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
One of the pics in the PlayStation Store shows more planes in the skies to solid justice. But is that like a gameplay pic or is it like an art? You know, that could be AI. They could be representing the AI in a different mode. Like, it might not be players.
No, it's players.
Oh, it's definitely players?
Yes, 100%.
I think Muzz has been a little bit cheeky right now. LSP says this is going to fail hard. Warroom says all the people with autopilot Teslas been buying one for something to do while driving. Yeah, that would make sense. I actually saw a clip of someone wearing one while he was going around in the Tesla. Donnie says I think the Meta Quest 3 will do better because it has many implementations for the corporate world, and I don't know if Apple can keep up with the costs. Solid says looks like gameplay. Posted us in the Discord. Okay. But now the question is it AI or is it players? Hopefully you're right, and hopefully it's players, and then we can all be happy. But I'm moving off from this topic now because it's not too interesting. It's just worth mentioning that, another big player has entered the VR space, which is hopefully a good thing. Probably can't be a bad thing for VR, I hope. And we move on to the next topic, which is Dreams on the PS5. Just to break
Jackpot. Get your tissues. Get your tissues ready.
Yeah, he's got his tissues, but for a different reason this time. Jackpot, please.
The worst news in the history of video games.
It's brutal. So according to a rumor by Lance McDonald, who is somebody on, he's got a track record for rumors and stuff. He's got a big following. He probably has like a more official title. Maybe he's a journalist or something. I don't know. But anyway, he says Dreams for PS5 was done and ready to ship, but was cancelled last minute after the massive layoffs happened at Media Molecule. The PS5 version featured ray tracing and keyboard and mouse support, and we can probably assume it would have supported PSVR 2 as well. If not at launch, then in a patch that came afterwards. So that game exists. It's out there somewhere in some hard drive, but we'll never get it because Sony were like, nah, you're fired. Goodbye. So yeah, depressing scenes.
They just threw it right in the fireplace.
Yeah,
It's turned
I don't know what they did with it. It's crazy that
You
they
have
had
no
it done.
idea, yeah.
Why would you have it
that's
done
the worst part.
and then not release it? I guess because they don't want to maintain servers and shit. I don't know, but
Servers are there. They can still create. I think the only
didn't they
thing you
limit the
can't
shit out
do-
of it? Like they change it so you can't save like as much as you used to be able to save, or something. They
I don't
definitely
know,
throttled it
but-
somehow.
But dude, it's fucking weird because that's literally what Dreams needed to fucking explode and not only survive but fucking thrive, is bring this shit to the PC. Yeah, of course the PlayStation 5, PlayStation VR 2, because we need that fucking thermometer limit, because if you have no idea how much that fucking limits anybody who makes anything in Dreams, because everything is expensive. I mean, like the power, right, that you're using for the assets. And that would have changed the game. Not only ray tracing and all that, but look, you have fucking no idea how hard it is. Because you have to multitask. Okay, this shit is too fat. It's too heavy. I can't do this. So I can't believe it, dude. Honestly, it's like one of the worst news, for me at least.
This is your
It's
PT.
depressing.
For me, it's Silent Hills. PT. For you, it's this.
Especially, like I said, it was done. And that's what we needed. We
Yeah.
needed the PC version, because fucking PC.
Well, he didn't say
people
PC.
are-
He didn't say PC. He said
I
PS5.
know, but you know that shit, it will come to the PC eventually. I heard there was a rumor about PC ready too.
I don't know. But yeah, I agree. This is one of the games I'd be happy to go to PC day one or whatever, just because the more people playing this game, the more levels and stuff there is for everybody to play together and stuff. So you want as many people as possible. Plus, mouse and keyboard is always going to be better than. Well, would you? Maybe the Move controllers are probably better for like sculpting and shit. Yeah, VR is probably the best way to do it.
Not even sculpting everything, because you can see everything better. And sometimes you're doing shit and then you look at, oh fuck, this is all uneven or whatever. You can't beat the VR in my opinion in creating almost anything.
All right. Donnie says this shit right here has me salty as fuck. Dreams would have changed the industry forever. This news is worse than my games passing. Your games passing? Or your grandma? Gma's. My Gma's passing. That must be grandmother. American slang for grandmother. But yeah, it's depressing stuff. It is depressing stuff. We got one more topic to go. We'll move on from that because that's sad. Jackpot's gonna cry. Remember last week we thought
I'm indifferent about it. I'm just indifferent about it. So go ahead.
Whatever.
Whatever.
I'm indifferent to your suffering, Jackpot. Remember last week we thought Ghostbusters was going to be at the State of Play because they teased an announcement for the 31st of January, and they didn't show up for the state of play. It turned out they did their own thing on Twitter, and they've announced Slimer Hunt mode. You can see the trailer of which playing, and they've also added new skins, which are from the original movie, so you can dress up as the classic Ghostbusters while you're playing this. You got like a new, like a haunted mansion type situation. Maybe it's not new. I won't say it's a new level. I don't know because I haven't played it. Maybe the level's already in the game. But they've added a new mode where you're hunting Slimer, basically. No thanks.
No thanks.
Muzz, just doing anything for you, Slimer Hunt?
Nope.
Told you
No.
before this game came out, you guys like, it's like, nope, no, it's not.
It's not enough.
I didn't buy it. Did you see me buying it? No, you didn't.
Because you didn't have any money, bitch.
Well,
You told me you were
listen,
gonna
I
buy
bought
this.
other game. I bought Honor and Duty with real
Yeah,
money.
me too. But Honor and Duty, I think we will get our money's worth. You know, we just gotta play that eventually. Add it to the rotation.
The best time to jump on Honor and Duty. Oh, I almost forgot to mention when you were playing. You just reminded me to mention playing. What's it called? That dungeon game.
Cactus. Oh no, Barbaria.
What's the dungeon one? Barbaria. Yeah. When you were playing Barbaria, at the end of the level, that little tune that it plays at the end of the level is the same tune that they play at the end of the round. In
Straight out of the acid store. Oh, they're both in
Yeah.
Unity games, aren't they? Yeah, it's a Unity.
it's the identical little thing, like the little music thing that they play once the level ends. It's the same, like once the round's over in Honor and Duty.
There you go.
I was listening to it for a couple times, and I was just like, why does that sound familiar?
That was annoying me. Couldn't sleep even though it was too
Yeah,
late, but still.
no, it just finally dawned on me why I remember it. I thought that was funny that they both use that same little music chime.
Must be free. Must be free to use those.
Yeah.
It's part of the Unity thing. Anyway, that's it for the topics. We didn't have much to say about Ghostbusters, but that's just our level of interest in Ghostbusters is really low. I don't know what
buy
they
it.
can do. I don't know what they can do. So listen, if you like it, then buy it. If you're a fan of Ghostbusters, but I'm not a big fan of it. I like it, but I'm not like huge into it. Some people are like really into Ghostbusters, and it's like, why? There's like one and a half good movies. Anyway, Fax Machine intro now.
It's that time again for questions and topics submitted by our viewers. So let's go to our fax machine and see what we have. Fax me harder, Daddy. I've been a bad boy.
Actually, this gives me a chance to check out the picture that Solid just sent. Oh, that's definitely gameplay. But yeah, they're flying in that formation. Well, are they? It's hard to
2v2.
know. They're flying so straight and flat, like they're not at crazy angles. That it looks to me like they could be AI. Like, I'm not sure, obviously, but they could be AI.
It's AI.
Anyway, let me get to the fax machine, which is the topic, the part of the show
Wait.
where we
Wait,
answer-
wait.
Whoa.
I see a Reddit thing right here that let me just read it a little bit more, because someone says it's 8-player.
Oh,
I
for
don't know where they're getting that information. Yeah,
somebody says 8 players.
8-player.
Hold on a second.
That'll be sick. If it's a player, fucking buy it. Take my money.
Multiplayer is for 8-player dogfighting. I don't know where you got that information from, but that's the first time I've seen anyone list player count.
All right, we'll take it with a grain of salt.
That's all right. I'll investigate more. Go on.
Well, that means 4v4. That means 4v4.
Yeah, that's fine for me. Yeah, that's great.
Which is the minimum I'd be happy with.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have our first question, which is from Tsuki, and Tsuki has got a total of 6 questions.
Oh shit.
All right, you ready for this? His first one is: would you rather have feet for hands and hands for feet, or have one hand be a foot and one foot be a hand?
The second one.
You want to mix?
Sure. Why not?
Might be difficult to walk if they're different.
Yeah, but
you know.
But at least I'd still have a hand to like be able to grab stuff.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, Muzz has won me over to his side.
Fucking creatures, man. Fucking. I think I'll just turn around, or like I'll have my hands for feet or whatever, and I'll just
You just walk. You just walk on your feet.
fucking flip.
Just walk upside down.
Hands
Walk on
fuck
your hands,
all
yeah.
day.
I think I'll do that. I don't know. That's a good question though. It's okay.
Danny says, so 4v4 or 2v2v 2v2? Well, there could be multiple modes where like it could be both. Like 2v2v 2v2 would be fun.
I don't know if this guy's just talking out his ass or if he actually had any information.
16 players would be ideal. But
that'd be
ace
awesome.
to go. Ali Boy says, playing games with my feet, brother. Damn. Some people out there are doing that.
Oh yeah, damn! I didn't think of that because if you had one hand up here and one hand on your feet, how are you gonna hold the controller?
Yeah, sense
That'd be
controllers.
Yeah, you need to have.
Yo, you'd never be able to play anything again, really, would you?
Yeah, I guess not. Gaming days would be over.
Yeah, well, VR days anyway.
Yeah.
Tasuki's second question is, what is one virtual reality game that's on the Quest or PC VR that you would want on PSVR 2 if you had the choice, Half-Life not included?
Wasn't that an easy, obvious for all of us?
Sorry,
Say it.
on computer. What did you
So
say?
it's on-
Phasmo.
Yeah, but that's common. That I can't count that because it's already common. Something that's probably not already
That is
confirmed.
not.
Anything
What
that's
is
on
one
you said-
virtual reality game that's
Easy.
on the Quest or PC VR that you would want on PSVR 2 if you had the choice?
Devour.
but not Half-Life.
Yeah, not Half-Life.
Devour.
Flight Simulator.
Nice. I'm going to say Blade and Sorcery. Because I've always wanted Phasmophobia and Blade and Sorcery. And Phasmophobia is coming. And obviously Legendary Tales is coming. That might scratch my itch, but I still want Blade and Sorcery. I feel like that's the OG. That's probably the best one out there. But that's my answer. It's probably a stupid answer. I probably should have thought of that more. And it's probably like a really cool PC VR game that I'm not thinking of right now. Like...
Yeah. I probably said the wrong answer
Is
too.
Alien Isolation, is that on PC or is that like a mod? Does that include
That's a
mods?
mod.
Okay, probably not.
If
include
you
mods.
if you're not played Devour, I think you will put Devour high up in your list, almost as high, if not at the same hype as Phasmophobia.
All right. But I haven't got to try it yet. I've watched you play it,
I know.
but it just seems a little bit repetitive that you have to get like 10. It's like get 10 goats to sacrifice. It just
It's the
seems
same.
like it drags out.
It's the same. Like you say, oh, it's repetitive. You play FIFA because it's just the same, like a soccer game. It's the same shit. It's not. Yeah, it's repetitive, but it doesn't feel repetitive. It's kind of different every time, and it's good times.
I don't know. Most of the
Okay.
cool stuff that I've seen on playing on Quest and PC, it's all been like mods. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like any official games that really stand
That's
out.
why I said Blade and Sorcery.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with Flight Simulator. That seems
Alright,
pretty
so
cool.
that's a solid choice. Didn't Hellblade get an official VR mode on PC? I think it did. But it's like third person. Anyway, it wouldn't be mine. But that's maybe somewhat AAA or AA at least. You would get used to either regardless, says Donnie. And Donnie face palming over Tasuki's question. Ali Boy says playing games. Oh, I read that already, sorry. LSP says it's Mr. McGreg with a leg for an arm and an arm for a leg. Donnie says I used to play double dribble on NES versus myself. Hands versus feet. I bet your hands won every time. He said hands never win. Come on. That's just your weird fetish that let your feet win all the time, Donnie. We've all answered that question. So the third one is, would you rather... Oh my God. Is this the same one? No, it's different. Would you rather have your hands and feet permanently be sticky at all times as though you spilled a soda on them and they dried mostly and are sticky? Or would you rather have a permanent big pimple on your nose that can't be popped, removed, or covered up? And when I say big, big means people will always notice it.
Sticky hands.
Sticky hands,
Sticky hands. Sticky feet. I'm more. Yeah.
gloves again. We had a similar. we had a similar
Gloves
question
and
last week, I
socks.
think. Just put gloves on, you're
Just
good.
tell people you got a condition. I have to wear these gloves. Goodbye. Yeah.
Yeah.
Muzz wins it again easy. Suhi's fourth question says, who between the three hosts do you think would do the best taking on the American Ninja Warrior or just Ninja Warrior courses? If you don't know what that is, think extremely physical, demanding obstacle courses. Well, I'm last place, obviously.
Like Wipeout.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's got to be between Muzz and Jackpot, but I don't know which is more.
I'm pretty trash.
Are you,
Physical
you're
activities.
kind of like your back is fucked, is it, Jackpot? Are you crippled somehow?
My back is kind of fucked. Yeah,
All right.
My
not
back's
too
kind of
bad,
messed up
but
too. Maybe,
nobody.
maybe
Nobody
like
will
10,
make it.
maybe 10, 15 years ago, I might have had a decent run, but yeah, I don't know how I do right now.
See, I don't know. I would
Back
want
when
to.
Very
back when I was
question.
actually into some athletics and I was actually
Canadian athletics.
I would say Jackpot
yeah, man.
for the youth, but if his body is damaged, then I'd go with Muzz. So I don't know what the story. I don't know how badly the damage is there. All I know is I'd be last place to go for that because I'm
Yeah,
too
we're
fat. If
gonna
there's a
let you.
rope climbing thing, I'd be like, no, I'm out of there. No, thank you. So yeah, I don't know. It's a tie between Muzz and Jackpot, I guess.
Sure.
Hands never win. I have mad skills. Suck has the hand, feet, nose, sticky fetish. Red says, lol, I used to own my siblings on Street Fighter 2 by playing with my feet. And then a smiley face.
Damn.
Damn. Talking about fucking, like just fucking roasting on them. I beat you with my feet. I can beat you with no
Fucking
hands. Crazy. Crazy abuse there. Fifth question from Tasuki says, what would each of your American Gladiator names be? Assuming
What's
you...
up with this?
I don't know. Assuming you were
Hey,
the
did you just watch American Ninja? Like
He's trying to get our passwords for something. It's like a security question. What would each of your American Gladiator names be? Assuming you were the ones trying to stop the contestants. Show had ones
I don't
like
even fucking
Turbo,
know what-
Nitro, Laser, etc.
Shit. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm gonna call
I don't know
myself
what to say.
fucking Laser Cat. That's what my name is. Laser Cat.
That's horrible.
Well, what do you want? That's my name.
That's fucking terrible.
Cyberwolf. Give me Cyberwolf. No, Tasuki's Wolf.
I'll be known as the pushover.
Damn. So intimidating.
Because people will just run right through me. I won't be able to do
Because I'll
shit.
push you over. That's what you should have said.
No.
Is that show in
I'm the
Ireland?
pushover.
Have you seen that show?
We had a
Was it
UK.
reach
There's a
over there?
UK version. We saw the UK version. There was a guy called Wolf in the UK version who was very intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The one-eyed wolf.
just Wolf, not one eye. He had two eyes.
Oh. Yeah. Well,
Fucking
next question. I guess.
Slippery Eel. I'm changing my name to Slippery Eel. Jackpot, you didn't give yourself a name.
I don't fucking know, dude.
Give yourself just make
Whatever,
up a stupid name, all right? Do it.
I told you the one-eyed wolf.
All right, one-eyed wolf.
One-eyed
There you
wolf.
go. There you
Those
go.
are or raccoon boy.
Raccoon
Just
Boy.
picking, I'll come out of the trash can. I'm just thinking of a rough and rowdy name. It's either between that
Football.
or I eat ass.
Football John. Football John.
Now if this was a reality like the size of an American gladiator, then I'd be called Max Power.
Damn.
Max Power is the good name.
Maple syrup. Something syrup. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. The sixth and final question from Tasuki is, who in the pumpkin patch would you bring on Family Feud to represent the pumpkin patch, assuming you could pick 4 others?
Ooh, Family Feud, is that just regular questions? Is there questions about history? I forgot. What is
I
it?
don't know. We
It's,
we
it's
don't
all
have that
random.
over
That's
here.
that's like where they said they survey so many people for
Oh, I
like
know
the
that one.
top answers.
Okay, I've seen
yeah,
that on
so
TV. I've seen that.
so you try to guess the answer that has the most votes for like whatever the
Just
question
pick the
is.
most intelligent people. then.
with
Brave.
Yeah.
with this guy Steve Harvey, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
that
yeah.
his-
And they all say
yeah.
penis.
Okay, I don't.
And he's like, what did you say? What did you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, Brave. Seems very intelligent. Who else is smart in the patch? Germ. Pretty smart as well.
I'd go with Pete.
For reptile.
Yeah,
Animal in
he-
nature.
He has a reptilian brain, so he
Yeah.
probably has some fucking
He's a good one.
deeper knowledge in there.
I think I'd go with Pete, Rogue,
Rogue.
and
Mojo.
Yeah, Rogue knows a lot
No.
about technology and
Too,
stuff.
too young. Who else?
Decepticon for music questions?
Fuck no, he
Yeah,
doesn't know nothing.
Decepticon.
What? There's like a music category. Important.
I'll
Yeah,
take-
important would be a good one.
I'll take Geisen and
Oh, Geisen, another one. Move Master Mix says I know a lot about shit, lol. I don't know.
Move Master Mick. Move Master Mick. He sold me. All right.
Maybe Mick.
You're
as
on my
well.
team.
I don't know. Do we all have to pick a separate one? I don't know. Let's all just agree with what Muzz picked.
Pick the same one.
And,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Muzz
I got
it
the
right.
good
There you
roster.
go.
I got
There
the
you
good
go.
roster. Yeah.
Thank you for
Sure
the
win.
questions, Tasuki.
Sure. win.
In fairness, he was helping, like nobody else was asking questions, and it was late enough, so he filled in nicely. Brave with the final question, or maybe it's two questions. He says, "Would you rather have permanent?" Jesus, he asked this last week. You asked this last week with the fucking Cheezo fingers again. Okay, he says, "Would you rather have permanent Cheezo fingers and can't wear gloves, or
Oh damn! He caught us with that.
He switched the question.
or grow 12
twist.
or grow 12 inches in length a year?" Is he talking about penis or like just your
Depending
general?
on what are you
Yeah, what are you
grow,
talking
because-
about? What's growing? What's growing?
Your-
Is it
Your
like-
fingernails.
Is
Your
it like your
fingernails.
height? Is it your height? Or is it
That
your
changes
penis?
everything.
You can't talk about inches and not assume I'm going to immediately
Wait,
go for
12
penis.
inches a year?
12 inches a year. That'd be painful.
fuck.
That'd be painful.
You can't. You just fucking. It's like that dude with the fucking. Have you seen that dude with the longest
Okay, he
nails? That
says
just
height.
wraps
He says height.
and put it on a bag and you just wrap it.
Even if it's for height, that means
Oh,
you're
that's
gonna
worse.
be like,
That's worse.
yeah, you're gonna
If
be
it was
like
penis,
what,
maybe.
30,
but for-
30 30 feet high. So yeah.
Damn. That's a.
You'd die. That would
Cheeto
kill you.
fingers,
Your
Cheeto
heart
fingers,
wouldn't be
Cheeto
able to
fingers.
pump the blood around your body
Cheeto.
after a few years.
Yeah, like you'll die like Andre the Giant did.
Yes. Yeah. You get like 10 years max. Max.
Nah. Cheeto fingers. We'll figure something out.
And you wouldn't be able to do shit. You wouldn't be able to even like go anywhere like a giant. So like
Right.
You get in a car. You wouldn't be able to get into a car at a certain point.
you wouldn't be able to like live in your house. You'd have to like just
Tsuki
you,
says,
you, you would live in like some like warehouse or like a plane hangar or something.
yeah.
And you
You'd be experimented on by the government.
Yeah, you're probably in some government facility
It's
being
like, what's wrong
butt
with you? Be
fucked.
probed constantly.
Mm-hmm.
Anal
your
probes.
your only job that you'd ever get is just wearing a giant monkey suit and climbing up the Empire State Building like every so often to
Damn, how
Yeah.
brittle.
be
How
like a-
brittle would you be, your bones and body be at that point?
yeah.
Tsuki says he came up with these questions quickly at work. We appreciate it, Tsuki. Move Master Mix says Firewall Ultra World League starts next week, lads. Indeed, it does on the 12th of February. I got a video up on
What's
the
your
channel
team?
explaining all of it.
What's your team, Pumpkins? What's your team?
We did this already. Didn't we already have a team?
Yeah.
We did. Rogue says,
Yeah.
haha, woohoo. I didn't get picked by default. I didn't get picked by default. You're in Muzz's picks, I think.
Yeah.
Donnie says no gloves, tooth size, eyeball density, etc. Says Donnie. You would have a giant house. Piss on people's heads from a great height. Yeah, that would be one advantage, I suppose. My second question. We do have a second question. This one is actually really tricky.
Ooh.
Would you rather piss a ping pong ball or shit a bowling ball?
Holy shit. God.
Do you
Fuck.
survive? Do you survive? Can you imagine? Like, if you
No,
shit
no,
a
that's
bowling
a good
ball, that's
question.
going to kill you. Isn't that going to kill
Yeah.
you?
I think
I don't know, man. Fucking.
I think you would have a better chance of living with the ping pong ball, but I don't know.
I think I'd...
What if you're able to survive, but the consequences is your ass just stays like that forever, and your dick just
you're
You
done.
wear
done.
fucking
You're
nappies
just
or
done.
diapers for the rest of your life. But if a ping pong ball came out of your dick, like realistic, I don't know about your dicks, but for me it would split. You know, like
Yeah.
burst down the middle.
I mean,
like,
I
you
don't
know?
fucking know. For
I
me,
assume, like,
I'm
the-
assuming it was split.
I don't know how flexible it can
fuck.
be, like,
think-
but that would be testing the limits. The tensile density of
ball.
my penis will be tested
Yeah.
like never
I think
before.
I'd have to.
Questions. I know women's have babies, but they're meant their fucking
Yeah.
vaginas are meant to open.
Yeah, that's
Like, I don't
different.
think an
There's
asshole.
babies.
You
Yeah.
I
know,
don't
the
think an
babies don't come
asshole
out
is
their pee
supposed to-
holes, you know?
Uh-huh.
The babies come out their
I don't think
actual
an asshole
vaginal
is supposed to-
cavities.
Listen, you might have a wide asshole, Donnie, but I don't think that's possible. You would
I think I'd
probably die.
rather go with the bowling ball because it feels more natural for something to come out of your ass than it would be
Yeah.
like something to come out of your penis, even
It's
if
not
it's bigger.
either answer is not good, so I'll just go bowling ball.
I feel like like the bowling ball is just like a really bad. You had just a lot of tacos one night and you're just shitting really hard. I feel like the fucking peeing. That sounds like you said it's just not meant to happen, and it sounds a lot more.
But keep in mind, the bowling ball is going to absolutely tear you open.
Oh yeah,
I know,
like,
but it's a
It's gonna be,
similar.
like severe bleeding.
I've felt that kind of taking some big ass turns sometimes, and it feels like that.
not
So
bowling ball
I'm
size.
familiar.
Not
Bowling
bowling
ball
ball size.
But
Can it be a children's bowling ball?
Listen, and what I'm saying is, my point is that I'm slightly. You too. You're probably taking big ass turns too. I'm sure you're familiar. Slightly familiar with the feeling of it. I don't know what it feels. I don't know what it feels like to I don't know, fucking take rocks out of your dick, because I know that people pass rocks like that.
Yeah.
And I've heard it's fucking hell.
Yeah.
So no, I'll shed the bowling ball.
and that's just like little
Tiny things,
little
yeah.
tiny like
Yeah, no, fuck no,
rock.
dude.
So I have a question about the ping pong ball though. Like, where does it start? Does it start from your kidneys, like pisswood, and does it like have to work through, or does it start like at the penis and come out from there? You know,
and how would you even have a? Well, I don't even think I could have a bowling ball in my stomach because I'm not that big. Like so, like it would,
Well, you probably just have a big swollen stomach, and then it has to come down through your intestines. Presumably, you survive it. So, like, this is like not
sure.
like a supernatural type of situation where you will survive it, but you will feel the pain. I still go with bowling ball. But there has been
That's a
some
good
arguments.
question,
There's
though.
some arguments for ping pong in the chat here. Important says ping pong for survival. He says, I would crush the ping pong ball halfway. I win. That sounds like if you do that, you're destroying your penis. You
smash your
destroy
penis.
your penis.
Oh,
And then you got like a
that's even
sharp,
worse.
like if you ever broken a
Yeah,
ping pong
'cause
ball,
then-
it's probably like
then-
sharp edges and shit in there.
Yeah, it'll be all crumpled and like jaggy. So then the rest of the way, it's just
Yeah.
gonna be tearing you
Just
up.
like a burst sausage.
This is a lovely topic, by the way.
Well, it's giving me something to think about. LSB says you'd have to push out the golf ball like you push toothpaste out of the tube.
Golf ball. I thought it was a fucking.
Well, it's a ping pong ball, yeah. But
pong,
that's maybe that makes it better. Maybe that makes it easier. Like that you could just like quickly and get it done. Because I feel like if it's a bowling ball, you're going to be there for hours trying to pass that.
Yeah, you think
know.
a fucking ping pong ball in your dick is gonna fucking be fast?
No, but
You
once
can't
it
just
gets
squeeze
once
it out
it
like
gets
you
to
do.
the shaft, then you can use your hands to like speed that up.
Okay, once it gets to fucking the tip of your asshole, I'm sure you can push it
Well,
out.
if the
Bowling ball.
if the finger
If it's
holes
like this
if the
already,
finger holes are facing the
you probably
outside,
do it fine.
can you reach down and grab the finger holes and pull it?
You have to rotate it until you feel the fucking hole. That's the trick to get it out. It'll make
You gotta get the
millions.
loop and start spinning this around. Just pop
Look,
right
I
out.
see the head.
It'll just.
That's why you don't get codes for fucking.
This is why he's watching this. He's like, let's see what this guy's about. Let's see.
I'm not giving you no code. Fucking. Shit.
They have their own consciousness. He's talking about jackpot shits. Deez is here. How you doing, Deez? The Gamecast. He's enjoying us. So good. I'm glad you're having a good time.
Eat a lot of chicken wings. You shit the whole bird out.
Tip of your asshole, says Donnie. Lube it up. Important says you could just jump up and down a bunch to get the bowling ball out. There's no, like, you physically cannot get that out without ripping open.
Yeah.
No,
Like, you
but
can't.
that makes sense. Like you use
It
gravity.
would help you.
Like,
It would help
I'll
you.
be
But at the end of the day, it still is ripping open your ass, like in a
Right,
brutal
but-
way.
Yeah. It's just gonna
But
tear you in
but
half.
yeah, but it's easier maybe to push. You jump up and down, and the gravity because the ball is probably heavy. At least it's easier than just trying to do it all by yourself, just pushing.
Oh man.
I'll pass out.
Suki says no bowling ball has to come out and bowl a strike, or you got to go through it again. Well, then we're going for the ping pong ball because that's never going to happen. Dr. PP, Dr. Muzz, and Dr. Jackpot in the house. Is Move Master Mick. Dev's only watched the facts portion of the stream, and it's no games for you. I know. Anyway, thank you very much for your very thoughtful questions, both Tasuki and Brave. Very enjoyable.
Yeah, GG.
And we're going to end it there until next week will be Touching Tips, but we'll be back before that playing games of some kind. Ping pong ball, you gotta play a 15-minute back and forth. No, thank you. No, thank you.
I gotta go back and watch that data play that they just had on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because I'm a sucker for that game.
All right. I'm sorry to take you away from that, Muzz. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were.
Yeah, it started like at 6:30 and.
Well, at least you got something to look forward to, you know. And
I'm gonna go watch it.
Enjoy it.
And I think the demo might be available after they did it.
It is.
Yeah, I think the demo was out.
Okay.
So I'm gonna play that too.
Enjoy.
So,
have a good time. You tell us about it next week.
Bye, everybody.
All right. GG's. Thanks for joining.
GG.
Thanks everybody in the chat for talking to us. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.
What the fuck is this?